wasn't, you know, he had the roam there from Salsa, so it's really not going to be much of a problem for him. Meanwhile, we do see the electrocute Ornn trades in the top lane. It's actually going quite well for Brando Dio. He's not getting shoved out the same way that you would expect an Ornn against a Gangplank and a gank in the bot lane.
Gets pulled in. Battle gets rooted, gets double rooted. First blood goes over to the Jhin. The Jhin managed to pick up 400 gold without wasting any summoners. The Hex Splash uses to initiate the fight, and they managed to pick up the first blood. An 800 gold lead over for blue side for Huevos del Equipo.
And I'm getting word that the stream might be down, unfortunately. I hope that's not true.
Back at this time.
Well, Salsa, he's on the run, he's ignited, and he's in trouble. And that is going to be the root coming down onto Ginger Powder. Jack Sparrow low as well, and you guys are trolling me. The stream is here, right?
Was momentarily down, but we are back into this. Double root going in. Managed to land the knockup. The knockup goes far. The aftershock set lives for another second. And we see Killering on this Ahri just hitting every single skill shot. Killering using this Glacial Augment to slow down the Jhin, who's a very mobile carry, but they are not able to pick him up. He uses the charm, flashes in, gets the kill under tower. No, he does not get the kill under tower. Jhin flashes out and ran to W before backing into tower.
So unfortunately, while the stream was down, there was a lot of action, but that 1-for-1 trade as Salsa went down, but he took him. Lone Elements ends up getting the kill, then Killering coming in, he ends up flashing to trade with Lone Elements, but at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1. Huevos with first blood, so they are going to be a little bit ahead here, and meanwhile, nothing really is happening on the top side of the map. It's just Ornn versus Gangplank.
Both late game scalers. Ornn, I'm excited to see this ornament, and we see the going bot lane. Rakan goes for the knockup, he gets pulled in, takes a tower shot, and manages to get out with, again, less than 25% HP.
Yeah, that is a very, very close Rakan. Man's dancing on a knife's edge here. But Salsa, he takes a lot of damage as well, and Ginger Powder hasn't reset yet. Meanwhile, that set, he actually comes back after having just come back. So it is pretty good here for Stuck Gaming, but that is going to give a lot of solo XP and farm over to Lone Elements. Vital has to back off a little bit more since he did not get a very good back. He ended up with a Fairy Charm. Meanwhile, Lone Elements got a full BF sword. And
we see the 600 gold lead develop as we speak. And you can tell where the gold is at. We have 48 TS, 37 TS on the Jhin. Both these carries have a CS advantage relative to the other laners. And meanwhile, on the top side, there's just a 10 CS lead for parry difference, who seems to be doing very well against Brando Dio with this niche electrical rune on the Ornn.
Oh, and Lone Elements is knocked up. Oof.
W goes far, Rakan goes out, looks to re-engage. Rakan might be going down here, flashes out, gets ignited by the Salsa, but no, they're collapsing on Salsa. Salsa is going down to the Lily. No, Salsa goes down to Killering, looking for another one, charms the Jhin, and gets pushed out by Jack Sparrow on this Nunu.
Oh, Jack Sparrow almost rooting Killering down, but Killering, if he had managed to land that charm onto Lone Elements and Jack Sparrow weren't there, that would have gone so much worse for Huevos del Equipos. Very good play there by the jungler coming down to support even if he can't get anything. This will mean that Stuck Gaming does get this dragon. Very good rotate by Doc and Killering, making sure that they gain priority here. So this will be first dragon of the game, headed over into the hands of Stuck Gaming. And they are actually a little bit ahead now, thanks to that last gank.
Managed to turn the game around very so slightly. And look at Killering on his Ahri 2-0-0. Managing to maybe carry, she's starting to maybe get that snowball to carry this game on his signature pick.
Yeah, he did just back off, so he is going to buy his full Lost Chapter. That's a very, very big partial item power spike, especially compared to Mippo, who at also level 7 has a 15 CS lead almost, but as he's 2 kills down, he only has that needlessly large rod, which does offer a lot of AP, raw AP, but it doesn't offer the same quality of combat stats that a Lost Chapter does for someone like an Ahri. And this is a Glacial Augment Ahri as well, so this is kind of a pick machine. He wants to just allow his team to help burst down these carries. If he lands a charm onto Mippo that he's not prepared to pull, you could burst him before the charm even drops, before you can even get into that pool. You just have to hit it at the right time and have, say, Doc around you, and maybe even a cannon barrage coming over the top.
I am very interesting. I'm very curious to see why Mippo decided to go for what it looks like the Spellbinder Rush. You usually see Vladimir, and he gets charmed, but manages to get away. Just start teaming back up like a Vladimir usually does. Usually you see Vladimir's the 45 CDR. We see a root coming down by the Senna. A knockup going on to the Rakan. Rakan is probably going to go down, manages to survive with the Guardian, and the traits that they should be winning are, they're probably losing just because Saucy manages to land all of these pulls and then follow up with the showstopper.
Yeah, Salsa is doing a great job here. He's basically doing exactly what a set support needs to do against an engaged support like Rakan, but Killer's here.
With the charm, but still manages to get the kill. The kill's going over to Ginger Powder on this Rakan. Rakan, with the initiation, gets the pick and gets the kill as well.
Very unfortunate, however, that the Rakan does get the kill. It probably should have gone over to Killering, allow him to build that snowball a little more, give Vital some assist gold, maybe a stack, maybe a soul stack, but that's whatever. It's still a kill. You get some, you get to keep the Jhin off the map, you get to deal some damage, you get to get some gold. It's really fine, no matter how you slice it. And that's, you know, that's kind of the weakness of the set support. You know, you can stop the 2v2s when there's one engager, but when you've got Ahri and Rakan, both of them engaging onto your carry, you can't really pull both of them, especially when you're only level 5 and you don't have that showstopper yet. So I think Killering has found the weakness of Huevos del Equipos bot lane, and he needs to make sure to keep pushing that because he is ahead. He's almost finished his Luden's Echo, and I think he, or not Luden's Echo, GLP, but he needs to watch out because there's 3 members in the mid lane now.
And the charm goes far, hits him in and manages to just push him out of lane. We see the cannon barrage coming from the top lane and help clear wave. And honestly, beautiful game. The charm lands on the set just tanks it and walks away unscathed.
And actually,
meanwhile, we see the Lydia preparing for a re-engaged onto this mid laner. Another charm lands on this Jack, on the Nunu.
He is just landing charm after charm, and there's really not much that the members of Huevos del Equipos can do to Killering here. And the Cannon Barrage is a good segue to take a look at the top lane. But first, there's a little bit of an ADC 1v1. Lone Elements has that 4th shot, but he won't be able to get it off. Parry difference, 35 CS ahead of Brando Dio, finished with his Triforce, has the free-ass boots, and he's both got his teleport and his flash. So with that Triforce finished, he has his full item complete, first one in the game to do it, and he's going to be super strong. As this dragon comes up, if Stuck Gaming wants to fight it, force it, they can actually take a fight, and he's going to be really doing a lot of damage here, and with Killering's pick potential, as long as Killering has the mana to do it since he's quite low, but parry difference can get a lot of damage off and potentially turn a team fight in favor of Stuck Gaming.
And parry difference rocking that 9.7 TS per minute. They land the Drowsy on the Nunu. The ult goes for the Senna. The Senna takes the kill, and they're looking on the Vladimir. Vladimir goes down to the hands of Doc on this linear. They're looking to push into this dragon. Vital looks to take the Rift Herald, and they should be able to take this dragon uncontested with Jack Sparrow down.
And that was the burst that they needed. They had Doc with the sleep powder, they had parry difference coming in, getting a barrel combo off, and then Vital with the railgun over the top, and there we go. That's Killering's teleport, and he is here, he has ult, he flashes.
Uh-oh, Killering going for the kill. Can he won't you have the Jhin? Most likely yes. It is the Jhin only with 4th shot going in, but does not manage to take the kill. Manages to get charmed, and we see Salsa here picking up the kill, picking up the shutdown, and securing 450 gold for. Uh-oh, we see the Ornn ult go long, and Vado has to flash out, but manages to survive. A flash for life is sometimes very important, especially where you this carry on the Senna.
Yeah, Killering overcommitting a little bit, getting smacked by lone elements. Salsa coming in, and again, when it's just one diver, Set can do a ton in terms of peel, but there's a dive in the bot lane.
We see Jaxero tanking. Jaxero goes down. We see him go out to parry difference. Parry difference also goes. Actually, parry difference. How did he get the kill?
Did he? I think he just ulted and hit Jack Sparrow with the cannon barrage.
Yes, it's on a cooldown timer as he may have just used it. Kidder misses the charm, but looking to continue to engage. First proc of the Q misses, second proc misses as well. And we see every lane pushed into Stuck Gaming side, except for top lane, where parry difference is just showing his dominance with his 1-0-3 gangplank.
Look at how strong parry difference is. He just solo took first turret. He's got, I mean, again, the Triforce, the first completed item of the game, and Killering, oh, he's getting flashed on.
He will be going down to Mippo.
Holy crap, that is a big play there by Mippo. The Flash Ignite forward is securing the solo kill against Killering. But yeah, back to the top lane where parry difference has 157 CS at 14.5 minutes. He's 1-0-3. He's almost done with his Essence Reaver. That is how strong this gangplank is at this stage in the game. Where most people have just finished their first item, he's almost done his second. So parry difference, the moment he comes out of that top lane, now that he's joined the rest of his team, this could be huge. But whoa, the flash by Salsa.
Flashes to Vital. And starts punching Vital. Vital just running away. Rakan uses the quickness, uses the knockup, and manages to land on one person. The ultimate going down by Senna, and Senna taking one, looking for another. Gangplank in the bot side, looking to take this kill. Gangplank takes the shutdown, 450 gold on his pocket. Meanwhile, in the top side, we see Brando Dia looking to take tower to respond to this bot lane play, taking some tower damage. Looking back into the mid lane, we see a charm going onto this Nunu Willem, and he just eats a minion and walks away with half his health gone.
This game was going so... It was kind of like back and forth fighting in each lane. You know, you'd see 2v2s in the bot lane, you'd see a jungle gank in the mid lane, you know, a top lane trade with Perry and Brando. But then, the moment that the map unlocked, the moment that Stuck Gaming got that second dragon, the map unlocked, parry difference took that top lane tower, and everyone is going everywhere and fighting everyone else. There was a 3-man dive in the bot side, there was a return dive in the bot side, and now Stuck Gaming and Huevos are just constantly fighting because they want to keep fighting. They're both playing pretty awesome, they're playing some pretty awesome pick and engage between Brando Dio, Lone Elements, and then Killering and Ginger Powder. So the fact that they just keep taking fights as they see them, it's kind of wild. It's almost too hard to follow what's going on because they just keep saying, okay, this is like a 60-40 fight, we'll take those odds. This is a 50-50 fight, screw it, we'll take those odds too.
And just as we're talking about odds, we see parry difference finishing 2 items and his boots, making the odds go sway over in his favor much more greatly. He has 182 CS at 16 minutes. That is nearly 11 TS per minute. He is just stomping Brando Dio on this pick with the gangplank in the top lane.
And I think you hit it right on the head. Anywhere that parry difference is, the odds are in Stuck Gaming's favor. So, you know, these 60-40 fights, like, the 60-40s are pretty much 70-30s where parry difference is, and here he is!
The quickness, the showstopper going on, suplex used to get away. Salty manages to get away with less than 150 HP on under his belt. 1 tap for anyone on that team except for the Rakan. And they are looking to take bot prio, looking to start warding, and look to take this dragon that's going to come up in 23 seconds. We don't see ultimate on set anymore, so a lot of the pick potential is going to be gone. They managed to land a root on Brando Dio, but Brando Dio becomes unstoppable and gets away, and a double cannon hit goes onto Lord Elements. They're looking to dive. The snowball, the ult, they managed to hit. Parry difference, it looks like he's going to be going down to the 4th shot, but gets shielded by Ginger Powder. Ginger Powder is looking to re-engage. They take 1 kill onto Jack Sparrow, and they should be able to take this dragon for free.
Yeah, they get the kill on the jungler. That's the double Nunu smite down. They get the mid lane turret with the Rift Herald pop, and you see the benefit of fighting Salsa there. Even if they didn't get the kill earlier, not only did they burn that showstopper, which is huge in terms of taking any fight, but he had to reset, and as he was coming back, that's when they engaged the second fight. That's when they found lone elements. That's when parry difference moved forward, and they knew that they could take that fight safely because they were still at a man advantage. They didn't lose anyone in there. They were able to pick off Jack Sparrow when he overcommitted to kill parry difference and get that shutdown gold, and after that they were able to put themselves on soul point with this Cloud Drake, which is going to be huge for people like Lilia and Ari if they get that soul.
What's an 800 gold lead for Huevos and Equipo is now with 2,500 gold lead for Stuck Gaming with 3 dragons to complement that. Honestly, the longer this game goes, if Huevos and Equipo is not able to slow down their picks, Stuck Gaming is just going to outscale, outperform, and just outright win this match in what we may see as a late game stomp.
Yeah, this is parry difference as a gangplank. He's got one of the most expensive builds when he goes crit, but Whew.
The Senna does get pulled in, but manages to get out. Rakan there looking to hover around, just protect her, make sure she gets out safely. Lily coming back in, maybe trying to look for something, but no, they are just going to push mid lane. We see parry difference hit that double barrel combo, looking to do it again, but no, gets stopped by the Nunu and Willem.
So just look at how quickly, how fast they're taking and disengaging these, because this is really, whoever disengages slower is going to lose out on a lot of these fights, because if you realize that you're going to lose, you need to cut your losses fast. This is going to look like, you know, people trolling each other, leaving teammates out to dry, but what it really is teams as a whole realizing that they aren't going to win this fight. This fight is too hard to win. They may not, you know, they don't have the right advantage. They don't have the right camps even coming up. If you're taking, you know, if you're taking a fight that's going to go even and both of you are going to have to reset right before Dragon, why would you do that when you can wait until whoever wins the fight gets the Dragon? If you're, you know, if you're taking these 60-40 fights.
We see the gangplank getting this fanboy group. In chat, we see this GP is too good, man, followed by GP is so sexy, and we are seeing sexy plays as he is 229 CS up, 86 CS up on this Brando deal, 2-0-5 with a 500 gold bounty under his head.
Yeah, Gangplank has basically got pretty close to perfect CS. I mean, 229 at 21 minutes is about as close to perfect as you can get without going into practice tool. The fact that parry difference is just doing this against an Ornn, and he's also been affecting the map the entire time. It's not like he's been in the top lane on his own. He's been doing this in every lane, just picking up CS, going for poke, fighting. He's got himself 2 kills and 5 assists. And he has a BF sword and a pickaxe toward his Infinity Edge, that 3rd item.
And once this 3rd item is completed, we are just going to see parry difference become even more unstoppable, as he will have 50% crit chance. And as far as I know, if you hit barrels, you negate 60 or 80% of the armor, and negating damage armor while critting with an Infinity Edge is just going to be huge onto the enemy team.
Yeah, and look at the fact that Mippo and Lone Elements, both of them are squishy, neither of them have armor, and even the ones that do have armor, when you're cutting 60% of that armor off, unless you're Ornn, that's going to be chunking you for at least a quarter of your health. If you're Ornn, it might only be 10%, but that's a Gangplank. He can do it again in 5 seconds.
And Dragon will be coming up in 1 minute and 5 seconds. We should be able to see Huevos del Equipo try to contest and prevent this soul. Once Huevos del Equipo, if Stuck Gaming gets this soul, parry difference is just going to be able to use his ultimate so much more often and move around the map after he uses his ultimate, as Cloud Soul does give extra movement speed after using your ultimate.
So I do want to highlight the one big difference that I think is going to be made in this Dragon Dance. Killering has teleport, Mippo does not. They can send parry difference or Killering to the top lane, and Brando Dio is going to have to be the one that deals with it. If it's Killering, he can try and charm the Ornn out of a teleport potentially. Parry Difference, however, he has just backed off. It looks like Killering is doing the same, and they're both going to spend their teleports getting toward the pit to get the first drop on Dragon. Rather than forcing a split push, they're just going to go for the fight because Parry Difference is so strong. Stuck Gaming is confident that they can win a 5v5, even against an Ornn.
And yes, Parry Difference is up one level on this Ornn, so who would not fear Parry Difference? If I was Huevos at Equipo, I would try to look for a fight when Parry Difference is not there, but they look to engage, they look for the Ornn, Showstopper goes in, another pull goes in, and they manage to charm one. Uh-oh, Lady goes down, they have no smite, they should be able to disengage. Rakan goes in for another kill, but manages to save it, get out alive. We look here on the Vladimir gets hit with 1 crit, 2 crits. Rakan looking very, goes down to the third shot. He 4 shots, and we are seeing the root go down for Jin. Jin picks up the double kill, and they will be able to pick up this dragon, denying the soul, and getting a dragon for themselves. They're closing up the gap between their teams. But Parry Difference can maybe look for something here. No, he would just walk away.
It was a chaotic team fight by Los Huevos, but they had Brando Dio on the flank, which meant Parry Difference was toward the bottom side of that team. Brando Dio knocked him up pretty quickly and then was able to draw his aggro through that entire team fight, which meant Parry Difference was not chunking squishies. We saw Mippo not go down until pretty much everyone on the side of Stuck Gaming was dead. Lone Elements never got touched. So that's how Huevos del Equipos win these fights. They have to play it front to back, and they have to keep Parry Difference occupied while Mippo and Lone Elements get to pump out damage. But Stuck Gaming, they're still in the lead, and they have reset, and now they're looking at pressuring Baron, which is a much bigger goal.
And we see bot lane slowly pushing towards blue side, so Stuck Gaming should be able to have lane prio in bot lane, and top lane is being pushed by Parry Difference. We see the engage going onto the Lilia. Lilia goes down to Brando Dio. Brando Dio gets hit by the ultimate from Gangplank. Gangplank looking to come in from the back, but no, Senna looking to flank. Senna is out of position. She can be very easily collapsed on. She's heading towards Brando, a Parry Difference. Oh, the Kittering charm goes in. They manage to land a charm, but no, we see the kill going down. Kittering taking down Elements on is Jin, looking for another one. In the back end, we see Parry Difference go on Brando Dio going down to Parry Difference, but he will manage to survive an extra minute, manage to land the knockup. The knockup buys time for Parry Difference to hit one more crit and take down Brando Dio.
And what is the difference between those two team fights? That's right, they got onto Lone Elements. Doc got picked straight up. Brando Dio with a beautiful call of the Forge God, going over the top, knocking Doc up. They lock him down. All of the CC train hits that jungler, and they stop the smite from coming in from Stuck Gaming. But then Killering and Ginger Powder working together, they managed to find a charm, and then a quickness, and then a knockup onto the team, but most importantly onto Lone Elements. There was nothing that Los Huevos could do, and now they found Jack Sparrow.
For Mippo looks to take some damage, managed to take down the Gangplank. Beautiful shutdown. Saucy is slowly getting burned away and goes down to Vital. We see the TP going down by Brando Dio looking to re-engage. The ult going down right away, and Kittering probably going to go down to this Vladimir as he does have empowered Q. But no, we still she's baiting him towards the Rakan, uses the pull, takes down Ari, and probably going to take down the Rakan as well. We see a double kill going into Mippo. Mippo level 16 now, huge, with a 5-2 scoreline and a Rabadon death cap that's been turned into this death crown by Brando Dio.
Man, Stuck Gaming, they had it, they could have walked away, they engage back onto Jack Sparrow, they do get the kill, but they let Mippo run havoc through their team. Parry Difference goes down so quickly. Killering and Ginger Powder are very low, they start to back off. Doc barely escapes by the skin of his teeth, and as Ginger Powder is safe, Killering thinks, you know what, I'm Ari, he's Rakan, we can CC chain this Vladimir and kill him. One big problem though, Ginger Powder had no mana. It actually sends both of them to their deaths, and now a minute 42 seconds left on this Cloud Drake. Still sole point for Stuck Gaming, and Stuck Gaming needs to get over there because they do not want to give away another Drake to a Vladimir. I mean, giving over Cloud Drake cooldown reduction on your ultimate to Vladimir, who's all about just hitting the big ults in the team fights, that can't stand. Stuck Gaming needs to actually do something and pick up this soul quickly.
Killer seems to be caught out here, but manages to just walk away. Salty procs aftershock and decides to leave Killering alone, as he does not have much follow-up there. Meanwhile, we see Jack Sparrow looking for a snowball, misses the snowball, gets knocked up by the Rakan. We see Lilias begin to slowly attrition everything out. The sleep goes down. They take down Jack Sparrow on this Nunu. They're looking to take another one. Vladimir will be going down to the dock on this Lilia, and the fight that was surely won by... we look for another fight. The ultimate goes down by Lord Elements and misses 2 shots and decides to get away as the tower is being pushed on. They should be able to take 1 tower, maybe look for another one, and look for inhibitor as 3 members are down for Huevos at Equipo. What looks to be a comebackable game by Mippo with his beautiful place. It's now being close as Stuck Gaming will continue to push this lane.
Knocking down that inhibitor opens up so many possibilities here for Stuck Gaming. 5,000 gold in the lead. They've got 5 turrets to 3, and they're going to get this Cloud Soul. Jack Sparrow, this is a do or die moment, because if this Cloud Soul goes over, Stuck Gaming is way too strong to deal with. They're going to be able to run run so fast with their ultimates. Doc getting long range hits with his Dream Dust is going to just be a death sentence. We saw how good it could be when he hit 3 there, slept all 3 of them, and that was the pick that led to the inhibitor going down. So now Stuck Gaming in a commanding position here at just under 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
And this soul on Rakan just makes it that much more valuable. He will be getting a lot more movement speed, and his ult is just movement speed. So it's gonna be impossible to get away from this Rakan, as he will be using maybe his flash to engage, and then just using the quickness to CC everyone, followed by a knockup that will surely lead to team fight win, as long as parry difference is somewhere near the board.
And Parry Difference has, in fact, finished his 4th item. It's a Lord Dominic's Regards, and that is going to be so good for chunking out not only the 3 tanks on the side of Huevos, but also Mippo, who has so much health. At Parry Difference needs to just burn through it, and Mippo, however, is not building armor, so like the armor penetration's wasted on him. It's just all of the extra damage, and it makes all of his health kind of useless when you can just keep burning through it. Doc as well is going to be huge for cutting through Mippo, because he's got that % max health damage on the Leandries. Great pickup, although someone should probably get healing reduction. Vital has healing reduction. We're all good. Checking all the boxes, no losing to Boris today.
Losing to Shopkeeper. It is seen that these players are better than most LCS players. Looking for an engage here. Brando Dio looks for the ult, manages to knock up Lilia. Lilia in the back line. Salty looking for something else, but misses the pull. Looking to hit parry difference. And again, the Rakan looking to engage here. Uses the quickness, uses the knockup, uses this to get the kill on Salty. Salty may have overextended clearing, looking for another kill, but they will just ult out, and they should be able to take this tower as HdE will have to respond to the mid lane minions sieging their towers. They will be able to get 1 tower, maybe look for another one, as no one is there. They're looking for another one. The barrels with the 1,000 crits, and this seems like a 1 game for Stuck Gaming.
Usually 1,000 damage crits are like a Jin thing, but you know, Gangplank has just said, you know what, move over, dude. I am the king of crit right now. I'm not the fast, but I'm trying for it.
Another engage. We see a knockup go up, and we see a flash into the backline. Lord Edmonds manages to survive for an extra second before he dies, and we see the shutdown going onto Mippo on this Vladimir. They managed to take 1, and they should be retreating. Stuck Gaming should be retreating as they don't have parry difference anymore, but we see them take another one. Killering on this pick manages to take 1, looking for another one. They take out 2. Doc takes out the jungler, better jungler wins, and we see the fight continue. Brando Dio looking to take 1, but for the price of another teammate. But we still see Mippo doing so much damage. He takes 2. He's looking for a 3rd. He should be able to 1v1 the Senna, going in for another one. But no, the Senna just disengages, and they look to defend their base.
That was the smart thing for the Senna, because the only problem that Stuck Gaming had there was that parry difference died early, and then they didn't have the burst to deal with the late game Vladimir. It's 32 minutes, he's got 4 items, pretty much everyone is getting toward their late game power spikes here, because this has been such a chaotic back and forth game, so much gold being spent and shared, that This Vladimir is at 4 items. Parry difference is at 4 items. And we're looking at these final stages of these champion builds, so you can't deal with a Vladimir unless you have enough lockdown for your entire team to kill him. Now, the Baron is on the map. Lone Elements and Salsa are already here. They're looking for the Scuttle Crab prio. Parry difference wants to stop it, however. He won't do it.
And they are now contesting for vision control. Rakan uses the sweeper to take out one trinket, looking to take out more as he spots another one. And Blue side seems to be playing in their jungle, looking to play safe. We see a ping going down by parry difference as he will be going bot lane. He does have the ultimate up, so he should still be able to provide some utility to the fight even if he's not there. And we are looking for bushies here. Uh-oh, never mind.
Yeah, the good thing for Stuck Gaming here, parry difference is pushing in a lane that doesn't have any turrets to take. So he actually has to go fairly deep if he wants to pull pressure. But the good news is Stuck Gaming had vision in that bot side jungle, so that parry difference wouldn't get caught without vision. He can push safely, he can disengage when he knows that people are coming, and the inhibitor in the mid lane just respawns. So that's kind of unfortunate timing for Stuck Gaming, that they won't be able to use that inhibitor as a power point when they're threatening this Baron. But once the Scuttle Crab Shrine goes down, then parry difference can really start moving in. As long as they have the vision, he can keep pushing up, and then Stuck Gaming can start to force these face checks by Huevos del Equipos.
And we have been talking a lot about parry difference, but when we look at Midpo on this Vladimir, he's now away team full build, and they look to catch on this Lydia. The Lydia manages to get out. Snowball going towards the Lydia, and Snowball goes long. They have started Baron for some reason, and they are getting engaged on by the Brando Dio. Brando Dio manages to hit the knockup. The quickness used. Uh-oh, we see another engage. The rune lands by the Jhin. The Jhin cancels his ultimate. But Salsa looks to take the kill. No, Brando Dio gets the kill here with this Electrocute Ornn. Electrocute Ornn looking to keep on fighting. Doc is here. And we still see parry difference in the bot lane, looking to maybe take the inhibitor. But his team is losing these fights. They need him there. They need the ultimate. The ultimate did go down, but did not manage to help them much. We see Ginger Powder looking for an engage here. Doc will be going down to Mippo. Mippo uses his ultimate. Mippo takes another shutdown. Meanwhile, we see Brando Dio respond to parry difference in the bot lane. Parry difference should be able to take this turret, this inhibitor uncontested, and look to have super minions pushing the mid wave. Uh-oh, Brando Dio is actually going to take down parry difference. Parry difference very low. Parry difference manages to flash out from the ultimate and get out with his life with 25% HP, but we see them take on the Baron. The Baron's going down to 25% HP, and they should be able to take this dragon uncontested as Doc on the Lydia is out of the game.
Yeah, Doc still going to take 25 seconds to respawn, but trading a Baron for a bottom inhibitor and you had to flash as well, that's really not... It's making a good of a bad situation, but the fact that you didn't even get 2 inhibitors, like, that's kind of the expected value of a Baron. But inhibitors, you want like 2 inhibitors, maybe a tower off of that as well, but now you might be giving away the Elder Dragon. Doc just respawned just now. Parry difference and Vital and Killering need to hold this so well, and you can't make any missteps. Here comes the
back down. The quickness goes up backside, managed to land a one-man knockup. Parry difference has slain Salsa. Salsa going down, but we see the Elder Dragon go over to... Where was that Equipo? Where was that Equipo? Looking for another one. Where was that Equipo? Managed to get the Drake and get out, only losing Salsa, their support.
Yeah, trading the Elder Dragon, and you've got the Baron buff, and you only lose your support. You just have to make something out of this. You can't just walk away with it, because of course you get some gold from the Dragon, but you need to win a team fight in order for it to actually be worth it. You lost your support, so it's going to take 20 more seconds until he's up. But once he is, you still have a minute and a half of this Elder Dragon left, so you can take a 5v5. You could possibly take 2.
And just when we think that Stuck Gaming is in control of this game, Huevos del Equipo manages to turn it around and make it seem like they can win. They should be able to win these next couple of fights, as they do have Elder Dragon and Baron that have that extra damage. The Vladimir has full build, rocking the 870 AP damage. We see Call of the Forge God going down. They miss a Vital on this, and Senna manages to just get away, picking up the souls. And we are now seeing the late game teams.
That was actually a big cooldown to miss because that is their team fight engage. Otherwise, you have to get like a set flash in, and he doesn't have his flash, he has his hex flash, so you need a flank by set onto one of the carries in order to start a team fight, or you can just get a face check. Oh, no way, this isn't happening. This isn't happening.
The charm cancels the hex flash and manages to buy him extra time. Rakan with weakness on the backline, looking to pick someone, but does not manage to land a knockup. Knockup going down. Saucy looking at the backline. Saucy gets Jousty. Saucy's probably gonna go down to the Lilia. Lilia manages to get away, but she's now the target. Killering looking to charm the Nuno Willip. Knockup goes up. Call of the Forge Card takes on one of them, and the Baron buff looks to win the fight here. Not the Baron buff, the Elder Dragon. They managed to take a double kill for this Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow continuing to fight Parry Difference. Parry Difference should be able to win this fight, so Jack Sparrow disengages. Meanwhile, we see Super Minions pushing the bot lane, maybe looking for an end, as long as they can stop recall timers. But no, we see that Lord Elements and Maple are looking to push mid lane, looking for one, looking for Ginger Powder. Ginger Powder goes down, but Maple might be going down as well, as he is under 25% HP with the Ignite. But he is a Vladimir. He should be able to heal this back up, especially when he has 3 of his sets. They're looking to take on the Senna. The Senna's going down. They're looking for a dive here. They keep on going deep. They looking for inhibitor. And Parry Difference manages to chunk out Lone Elements with its barrels. Looking to Call of the Forge God. Call of the Forge God goes into Parry Difference. And they are just sieging down straight to mid lane. 3 members are down. 2 members are up. The 2 carries are here. Jack Sparrow runs it down and dies the tower, dropping 2 souls.
That actually is going
wow.
to stop the push for now, because Doc is back up, Killering's up in a few seconds, so Stuck Gaming actually lives here. They are still behind, but oh, Lone Elements may have been picked.
Ralston goes down and gets one shot by Parry Difference. Parry Difference going in, managed to land the shots in the backline, looking for Mippo. Mippo has the hourglass to slow down his death, but he will surely die as he gets charmed by the Ahri, and the shutdown will be going down to this Ahri.
That might be it. Super Minions are pushing in. There is a Super Minion wave on the Nexus right now. Stuck Gaming can just go
on the
for
Forge God.
This in him.
Uh-oh, suplex into backline, but he will be dying. Saucy going down. Saucy looking to take someone else with him, but he will be going down. It is only Brando with this electrocute Ornn holding onto the life of this game. But no, they will be able to close this out. 5v1 does not win, especially against an Ornn who does not have the damage for it.
And that game was Parry Difference. The man Flame Horizoned his lane opponent and dragged his team across the finish line. That was an absolutely ridiculous game. The late game Ornn and the Vladimir were not enough to take down the Gangplank and the Senna. And Stuck Gaming is going to move up to 1-0 in this series.
And he does finish with 2 Infinity Edges just for a quick flex. And yes, Parry Difference did great, but I would also like to shout out Mippo. Mippo managed to hold it strong. Also had a Flame Horizon against Kindring at some point in the game. And he was honestly one of the main reasons that they were still into this game.
Yeah, well, Stuck Gaming moving up to 1-0 in this series. Huevos de Equipos, they got so close at least once in this game. Let's see if they can pull it out in the next one to bring us to our first 3-game series on GetRec TV. We'll be right back after a quick break.
like a razor. Mirth up in this world, my blazer. I got all the boys on me. I got all the lines on ring. Knocking dead, turning heads. I got all the eyes on me. Baby face, 걸어 들어와. 유행 선두자. 원하지만 못하잖아. 애가 타잖아. You like whoa, 할리 유도 go. 난 알지, I know. 준비해, cause I like the ball. 멈추지 않아. 말할래, 그게 like a bag. 그거 말고 bye. 믿어봐, 그만큼 크게. 어깨 펴고 high. 100% 덤비지 못해. 죽여주잖아. 나는 boss. 간지 with the sauce. 원하면 줄게.
I'm doing damage when just how I planned it. I do what I want when I say. 모든 날 따라해 난 끝내주잖아. To live on the edge of insane. Coming at you up, real, real wild. Here to light it up, set the world on fire. Gonna break rules and hearts and tools, 'cause that's what the baddest do. I never going back, nah, nah, that. Diamonds on drip, 'cause I came to make a splash. Gonna break rules and hearts and tools, 'cause that's what the baddest do. It's crazy. Sorry for the bad news, sorry I'm so bad. Only took a minute for me to get what you had. Sorry for the bad news, know it makes you sad. Live for a minute, baby, you should pack your bags.
Way that I look should be breaking the law. If I don't got it, I take what I want. My circle small like a round of applause. You know that I love the sound of applause. You know I mean everything that I say. When you see me coming, get out of the way. Back in this lane, back in this lane. Back and I'm better and ready to stay.
I'm doing damage when just how I planned it. I do what I want when I say. 모든 날 따라해 난 끝내주잖아. To live on the edge of insane. It's crazy.
Sorry, not sorry for being the best. 언제든지 내가 좀 mess. Look at the gold, all on my chest. Look at the gold, call it a flex.
Alright, welcome back, ladies and gents. I have the wrong thing queued up. Give me a second. Oh boy. Okay, well, they used a third party again, so it's not that bad. Here we go. But the band's coming through pretty normal, but geez, my webcam looks horrible. But what we are doing here is watching Fiora go over to Parry Diff. That's like his signature champion. So he gets that. The Camille picked up, and the Ivern locked in for Jack Sparrow 1-1-1, and this is a very interesting pick.
And the Lilia would be played again this round against this Ivern. I'm interested to see how this matchup goes, as I don't personally see many Ivern matchups, or many Ivern players in League of Legends.
Yeah, Ziggs is locked in for Mippo, which is going to be a lot of good turret pressure. Fiora, of course, is a split pusher, but Ziggs is so much better at taking turrets as a team, since he's got not only the satchel charge to explode the turret, but also he has the short fuse to deal extra damage to turrets. But the second round of bans coming in, the Ahri was taken away before, of course, Huevos knew about the Cassiopeia pick for Killering, and they just wanted to keep him from getting his signature champ again. The Ezreal locked in for Huevos, and the last two picks for Stuck Gaming are going to be Senna and Set.
And with the Six and Ezreal locked in, they seem to be going straight up for a poke competition. Huevos and Equipos looking to poke them out and then catch them out with his Nautilus. If he can land a hook while they're under 50% HP, they should be able to get a kill onto Ezreal or Siggs, depending who's near.
Yeah, I am really looking forward to seeing how this game shakes out, because there are a lot of interesting picks. Fiora, we've seen Parry Difference play a ton this split and just his entire GRLCS career. Lilia again for Doc, running it back, Senna as well, and the set support switching sides. Now Stuck Gaming has it. Then the really interesting picks come in on the side of Los Huevos. We've got Ziggs, which is a much more pocket pick style artillery mage mid laner rather than the machine gun control mage Cassiopeia that we see. And then Ivern is the big question mark, because it isn't even like a traditional Ivern comp where you've got one hyper carry and an Ivern to pocket.
And I may have unrealistic expectations, but seeing Vince Fiora makes me want to see Parry Difference just take over the game. He managed to take over the game last time on Gangplank, and if we can see this on Fiora, it would be perfect. I am just very excited to see this Fiora pick, especially into Camille, both who are duelists, and see which duelist takes win the top lane.
Yeah, it is going to be a really interesting top lane, because unlike the last one where Ornn was much more weak side top laner, meant to just kind of go into the GP and get beat up by him, Fiora and Camille should just be trading blows back and forth. And I mean, the electrocute Ornn was enough of an indication for me. Brando Dio wants to fight. The fact that he's been given a champion is the fact that he's been given a champion whose primary role is to fight the other top laner and then kind of take that out of the top lane and join his team. That's what gives me hope.
And I'm not too familiar with the matchup. How does Fiora play into Camille and vice versa?
It's really interesting because they have very similar play patterns, because with the Q, the Vitals, it works very similarly to Camille's Q, where you have to wait between auto attacks in order to get that extra damage off. Additionally, the healing from the tactical sweep is similar to the healing from Vitals, and their ultimates even work fairly similarly. The difference is Fiora is much more 1v1 split push oriented, while Camille is so much better at joining his team later and then locking down individual targets, such as this Cassiopeia, who's going to be a really high value target for Huevos de Equipos to assassinate in the later stages. So they will fight fairly evenly, but Fiora will eventually pull ahead of Camille and do better at running it down top lane. Meanwhile, Camille wants to keep it out of the top lane and then pick off targets individually.
I am seeing more of a dive potential from the Huevos del Equipo side, as they do have a Siggs, Ezreal, Nautilus, and Camille. Camille can isolate the target under the tower. Ivern also has can help with his turret dive potential with his ultimate, and Siggs with his global ultimate that can literally just bombard you with a huge damage is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, this is about 35 seconds left on that spectator delay. Okay, fine, guys. I'll smile for you. Jeez. But Stuck Gaming up 1-0 in this series, in this best of 3. They are at match point, and this is probably going to be somehow a lot bloodier than the first game was. We saw a lot of kills, a lot of fights in the last game, but there were very tanky members on the side of Los Huevos de Equipos. Now, everyone's pretty much the exact same level of squish, and the only saving graces that you have are Ivern and Set being able to peek. This is be so. I don't think we're going to have any idea who's going to win, much like the last game, until the Nexus falls.
I want to see another game like Game 1, where everything was just back and forth. When one team seemed like they had won the game, the other team managed to salvage it and turn it around. So, as we load into this, again, same question. Who do you think are the people to fear in each team? Is it still Perry Difference and Mippo? Or has it changed around now that they have different champions?
I think it's changed a little bit for me because Mippo on the Ziggs isn't going to be as crazy strong in team fights as he was on the Vladimir. I think really we're going to be looking at lone elements because he really did pull off a lot of cool stuff last game as the Jhin. He was able to pick off a lot of high priority targets, but as an Ezreal, he's going to be kind of freed up to play a little more aggressively. He won't need so much protection from Salse. Salse did a great job on the set, but I want to see how Lone Elements does on his own rather than having that pocket support as Stuck Gaming starts to move into this red side, maybe to mess with the Ivern a little bit.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
And Huevos de Equipos was looking to just safeguard every entrance to the jungle to prevent the Ivern from falling behind. We see Camille in the top tri-bush, Ivern in the middle tri-bush, not in the middle tri-bush, in the middle area, Siggs in the mid lane, Nautilus in the top entrance from the bot side, and Ezreal in the bottom entrance to the bot jungle.
Yeah, clean 5-point here by Huevos de Equipos. Of course, with that Ivern level 1, you don't really want to fight. Lone Elements as well doesn't have any of the safety that an Ezreal gets until level 2, and really neither team. They've got a lot of late game scalers here. They've got Ziggs, Senna, Cassiopeia, Lilia. That is kind of interesting for me because that triple scaling in the jungle, mid, and bot. Parry difference is really going to be the only strong early lane, and I think that's something to watch out for because if Jack Sparrow gets cheeky ganks off early, that could mean very bad things for Stuck Gaming.
Rando Dio looking for the cheese here, managed to get 2 auto attacks and proc his passive. His shield manages to save him. He will just trade out and walk to lane.
Yeah, now not much gained off of that. So Brando Dio does okay, but the actually summoner difference, or keystone difference, I want to look at that because Brando Dio does have that grasp. That's like a normal thing for Camille to pick up. Parry difference also has the Conqueror. Again, the standard for Fiora, but the way that they play into each other because the Conqueror is a sustained fighting thing, whereas Brando Dio just wants to take small, short 4-second trades.
And we are going to see a split jungle as Ivern takes all of the enemy team's bot side, and Lilia they look for an engage. Salse looks for a pull, manages to root Vital down, and they're looking on Ginger Powder now. Ginger Powder pulls them back in, and they look for a showstopper. Showstopper gets the first blood. Meanwhile, in top lane, we see Brando Dio going on a 1v2, manages to miss the sweep and fails to heal up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we see Killering looking to push out Nipple out of lane, as this Cassiopeia usually does into the Siggs. And a lot of action for the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I think the prediction of a bloody game was a good one. We saw Vital have to burn the flash. Very good that he kept away from Jack Sparrow's root, because if he had gotten hit by that, he almost certainly would have gone down. But Salse actually flashing forward to get the root off onto Vital, exposed himself to Set's Facebreaker. When he was pulled back in, it was so easy for Vital and Ginger Powder to just take him down for first blood. Handing that first one over to the Set, it's still pretty good because Set does well with gold, and Senna doesn't suffer too much without gold. That, again, would have been better to give it to the ADC, but the needs must. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Brando Dio doing a really good job of getting away from parry difference. However, that amount of pressure that Lilia can exert into the top lane meant that parry difference is now at about a 6-7 CS lead, even as he walks out of and then back into lane.
Yes, but even though he has a CS lead, he seems to be using trades against Brando Dio. And these short little bursts where the Camille does have her passive, her shield, and the grass proc.
Yeah, we're going to have to see if Brando Dio goes in. That is one thing that Camille really struggles with fighting into Fiora, because he only has that 1 CC. If he can, if he doesn't time the wall dive right, he can actually get stunned by parry difference using riposte. So you need to keep an eye out for that, because if that happens, Brando Dio almost certainly loses the trade, and possibly if it's an all-in, Brando Dio just
the bot lane pulled in, rooted, and Vital should be able to go down here. It's going to Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow, they're looking over to Ginger Powder. Ginger Powder going down to 25% HP, but just walks away.
Yeah, good gank there by Jack Sparrow. The pull in and the Hex Flash by Salsa is going to prove very effective as they take down Vital and put him to 0-1-1. The heal was also burned here by the Senna, which means that he's not going to have that for a little while longer. And that is just as Dragon spawns as well. So potentially Jack Sparrow could look to move down to the bot lane and try something again and secure themselves some dragon control with that Scuttle Shrine.
And despite Jack Sparrow being pushed out of his top jungle, he is dead even with Doc, if not just 1 CS ahead, and also 1 kill ahead. So this invade actually did nothing for their team. And Brando Dio is just going to look to push out push wave into parry difference and look for a recall topside.
Yeah, Brando Dio shoving this in, making sure that he gets the earlier back. He will be able to come back a little bit sooner. Parry difference, while he has a bit of an advantage, he's actually going to stick around. I think he's looking for 6 first, so that if he stays around, he might be able to fight Brando Dio despite being down a Sheen.
Down a Sheen, but up a level. And when it's Fiora who has this ultimate that can heal her when she hits the 4 vitals, I am down to take that fight anytime.
Yeah, Fiora's power spike at 6 for dueling, especially against someone who needs to stay as up close and personal as a Camille. If this were a ranged top lane, this would not be advisable. But the fact that it's a Camille who plays very similarly to Fiora, parry difference knows this like the back of his own hand. He should be able to win this 1v1 as long as he has the 6 advantage.
And Brando Dio is getting hit by the tower, managed to go down to 50% HP, and will likely have to retreat now that he does not have the health advantage and nor the level advantage.
Yeah, but with that 15 CS advantage, especially
A
as
head
he
flash,
oh.
pulls in the back lane. Lord Element's going to continue hitting Ginger Powder. Ginger Powder uses the phase breaker going down, and nothing really happens at the bot lane after that. Never mind, we see Jack Sparrow coming in. He flashes, looks for a route onto the battle. Battle goes down. We see a TP lane coming from Fiora, followed by the Camille TPs, and ultimately going down onto Esho. Esho is being the target, but it is Salsi who goes down. Brando Dio looking for someone. The Fiora is shooting, and Fiora might be going down. She flashes splash after her. Brando Dio manages to pick up another kill, and they will be looking for another kill onto Lord Element. Lord Element's looking for its 3rd kill. Lord Element pick up its 3rd kill of the game and gets a double kill now.
That is huge for Huevos de Equipos. They managed to not only find that pick off onto Vital, but also they're going to go ahead, they're going to take the Dragon, and now they are up 5-2 in kills, about 1,000 gold lead. And Brando Dio does clean up big from that teleport commit. He gets a kill, he gets a couple of assists. Parry difference only gets 1 assist and then dies as well. So this is going very well for Huevos de Equipos. We just need to see if they can continue to push it. They're pushing
Looking
it.
for something mid there for the flash. She has no mana. She will be going down, and she manages to go down by the 6 ultimate.
And that is an advantage in every lane. This is exactly what Huevos wants to see because of these such strong late game scalers on the side of Stuck Gaming. Huevos de Equipos needs to push their advantage now, and they need to push it hard, because if they don't, then Stuck Gaming can actually come back into this game and they can use the scaling power of Cassiopeia, Senna, and Lilia in order to get back in and possibly try and sneak their 2nd win.
Going back to that bottom fight where Lord Elements managed to pick up the double kill, the only reason he was able to have that kill potential was because of the Sheen pick. If he had not picked up Sheen first item and decided to go for the tier, things would not have looked the same. There looks to be a fight top lane, parry difference, repost, looks to take down Brando Dio. Brando Dio falls to turret damage, and Kinnering's poison is unable to move, and Jack Sparrow would likely be going down as well, giving Kinnering a double buff lead into this 6 matchup. But no, he'll be dying to parry difference as he decides to take turret aggro, even though he was already dead.
I do not think that was actually very wise. Handing over a kill to Cassiopeia is of course bad because the Cassiopeia scales really well. But, oh, now there's a fight in the mid.
Mid lane, Dot going for the sleep, but does not manage to do any more. We see Killer Pine going back in there. Kinnering going back to mid lane, and because he was not there, not much could be done from that sleep.
Yeah, but still getting the flash out. You do trade the flash by Doc. But it is good to get that mid lane flash, especially with someone like Killering who doesn't really need it as he he can really abuse the flash advantage as he gets to higher levels because he's just going to be so much faster naturally than Mippo. But Jack Sparrow does push Doc around a little bit, but now parry difference with that kill, he's going to be a lot stronger. He's actually going to be able to duel Brando Dio. Both of them have their ultimates, but it doesn't look like either one wants to commit to the all-in yet.
And they do have the same scoreline, 1-1-2 on this Fiora and Camille. But Camille has 25 CS ahead of this Camille and has double buffs. Double buffs against any laner is just such an impressive thing to play against, especially when you're a duelist.
Yeah, and parry difference is going to be able to continue to shove this. Jack Sparrow is actually heading up to the top lane, so we'll have to see if the tree can do something about Fiora, or if this might be another parry difference game.
I'm loving the parry difference. I would love to see more games with parry in them, as he just manages to seem to have a lead every single time he plays, no matter what he has played. He played Gangplank into an Ornn that brought Electrocute and managed to win in lane and win the game. And now we see him on Fiora managing to outduel the other duelist, the Camille.
The ping's coming in. Ginger Powder knows that he's seen. Salsa is here. He's going to get the root off, and maybe there's going to be a fight.
We see the bowling ball going in, a root into the set, no one follows up though. And meanwhile, in the top lane, we see Brando Dio disengage, look for a recall here, and maybe start heading towards bot lane, as this is going to be the first dragon for both teams.
Yeah, I think Brando Dio can get his Phage, and he doesn't have his teleport, but I think he still wants to help this dragon. No, he's just going to get his Phage and start walking back to lane, but parry difference will get plates off of this, and this is important. He has 2 plates already on this top tower. So not only is he 30 CS ahead, but he's about 300 gold ahead as well. He's just out-laning Brando Dio, and he doesn't even need to take these 1v1s to do it.
And especially with the Ravenous Hydra, he does not need to always look to fight, as long as, even if he's getting poked out, he has to sustain for it with his vitals and with the Ravenous Hydra, which provides that extra lifesteal, that extra sustain. And against the Camille, who has just been poking him out, looking for these little short trades while she has her passive up, Ravenous Hydra is the perfect fit into that.
Yeah, it's tons of sustain, tons of wave shoving and wave clear. Camille's never going to be able to shove parry in, so he will just continue applying pressure to this top side of the map, which is what his team needs, because he needs to give them time to scale.
And we see the Toon Shot Barrage going down by Lord Element, goes long and misses everyone. He will be getting caught out here. No, he won't. He flashes out and looks to turn around as Salsa is back into the fight. Meanwhile, top side, we see Parry Difference and Brando Dio looking for a fight. Parry Difference is looking to take just Brando Dio down with a single shot in the last tick. Meanwhile, we see Mippo take down Ginger Powder, and they should be able to get this dragon for free, as it is a 4v3 in the bot lane. And they're looking for Scuttle here, as Cassiopeia is looking to collapse here. Cassiopeia grounds them. Asleep goes down into... No, Asleep does not go down. And the fight just continues, knock up by the... Yep.
But this is...
Words.
This is interesting because parry difference applied so much pressure to the top lane. He kept Jack Sparrow up there for a while, but now Stuck Gaming is returning the favor. They are keeping Huevos del Equipos from actually doing anything around this dragon, while parry difference goes ahead and takes the first tower solo. That's all 5 plates given over to him. And even though the Scuttle Crab was taken and that there's complete vision around this dragon for Los Huevos del Equipos, Stuck Gaming is going to go for it. They're going to get the first dragon.
Teleport by the Camille looking to go in. They managed to land a hook onto Ginger Powder. Ginger Powder is going to be going down to Brando Dio. Brando Dio is looking for another one. No, he is not. He's going to go back towards mid lane and start heading towards top.
But if I am Stuck Gaming, I will trade my support for that first Drake in a heartbeat. That dragon, not only does it give you the extra stats, but your support really isn't worth that much anyways. Honestly, he's just a set. He's not a huge playmaker for you, and you don't need that much safety, or you don't need like a ton of peel on your Senna right now, unless they're planning on diving you, which, while it's possible, I don't think that they want to pull it off because Senna has so many different tools to keep herself out of, at arm's reach. And see, look at that, Ginger Powder is back. They couldn't punish it.
And despite Huevos del Equipo having the kill advantage, the gold advantage is going over to Stuck Gaming as they have this Fed Fiora. Once again, this Fed top laner who just seems to be dominating no matter what the matchup is. He's 2-1-2, 5 turret platings, up 30 CS with a 150 gold bounty, looking for to build his Trinity, complete his Trinity Force soon.
He actually has the same components of Trinity Force that Brando Dio does. You know, there's two daggers and Ninja Tabi. That's kind of the difference. That's like 1,200 gold. 1,500 gold of stats in Brando Dio's inventory the parry difference doesn't have, except parry difference has an entire Ravenous Hydra. So parry difference is ridiculously far ahead now, and because he knows that they're such similar champions, Brando Dio cannot fight parry difference because parry difference is just absolutely massive at this point. The amount of pressure that he is going to apply to this top lane is phenomenal for Stuck Gaming. It gives all of their scalers more time to scale. This has always been the plan.
And meanwhile, we were talking, parry difference managed to solo Rift Herald and continue this split push style of Fiora, where they have to respond to her, or they're gonna lose their inhibitor towers, or maybe even just lose the game to a split pushing Fiora.
And there we go, the Conqueror procs, and Brando Dio knows he has to back off, which gives parry difference time to just go for those minions, wait for them to come to him, take those, heal back up with the Ravenous Hydra. Brando Dio is playing parry difference's game right now, and the reason that he's allowed to take CS is because parry difference doesn't really care to overcommit and potentially give Jack Sparrow some of this shutdown gold. But what we need to watch for...
Uh-oh, suppression going down, the ground, the ultimate going down by the Cassiopeia, and we see the set pick up yet another kill. Half of his team's kills are onto him. It's not ideal, and I want to see this change as the fight goes on. They dropped Rift Herald and should be able to get first tower in the mid lane and second tower for the game.
Yeah, 4 men strong. Vital is there. Vital's not there, but he does have the Dawning Shadow. So the Rift Herald will get another charge. It'll do a lot of damage, but here comes Salsa.
We see Salsa put in the Doc going down. Doc, we see Brando Dio looking for an ultimate. Hextech ultimatum going down into Ginger. Ginger is going to hold on, and 2 people are going to be going down. Brando Dio and Salsa are going to be going down, and this can be the game-winning play as we see Stuck Gaming with a 4,000 gold lead now accumulated.
It may not necessarily be game-winning, but this is certainly game-tipping, as that second Rift Herald charge does manage to help take down that inner turret. Vital has to flash away. He gets a little bit over anxious, gets a little bit greedy, will have to burn his flash for it, but a 3,500 gold lead here for Stuck Gaming as they pull ahead in massive fashion. Parry difference, building that lead in the top lane, bringing it into the mid lane, and helping his team bring these scaling points to a place where Stuck Gaming is comfortable enough that they can start actually pushing their own advantages without their top laners' help.
Looking back into Parry and Brando Dio, we see that both of them have the Trinity Force, but Parry difference does have this extra Ravenous Hydra and an extra long sword. Just, again, Parry difference. The name says it all. Up 2 levels into Brando Dio and contributing so much more for his team as a split pusher who's just team fighting better than Brando Dio is.
Yeah, and he's doing it off of a gold lead. Frankly, Camille should be a better team fighter than a Fiora, but with the amount of damage that parry difference does, he doesn't actually need to solo people out. He can throw his ultimate on someone, hit them once, and then his team will help pop them so that everyone heals up. That actually makes him a more effective team fighter because he's far enough ahead that they can get away with it. But now, the Dragon coming up in 2 seconds. This is second Drake, so it is not a Cloud Soul, just a singular Drake, but that is the flank from Ginger Powder coming in from the side. We have to see if he can do
getting
anything.
collapsed on here as they are getting pinned from all 4 sides, but no, they would be able to just disengage. Kittering coming in from the back line, hiding in these bushes, and should be able to take down this support. The ultimate going down onto her. Kittering will be going down to Mippo, and we see another kill traded. We see Vital pick up his first kill of the game into Mippo. They're continuing to fight. Salty's going down to Parry Difference. Parry Difference is going in. Parry Difference is looking to win the game here. Parry Difference managed to land 3 Vitals, looking for a 4th one, and just decides to disengage, take on the blue buff, and look for Dragon here. But Lord Elements will be going down to Parry Difference as he hits another Vital, and Brando D is here to fight, but he's down 3 levels. Jack Sparrow is down 3 levels compared to Parry Difference, and the Dragon has gone down while all of this was happening.
Killering, he starts that off by trying to do something cheeky, use the bushes against Huevos del Equipos, but what ends up happening is he walks up on Salsa, the one guy who can help lock him down, and he ends up taking way too much damage. But the flash by Ginger Powder is so massive, absolutely saves that fight. He gets a 3-man stun, ults Mippo into his own team, they kill the Ziggs immediately, and then they're able to run down Jack Sparrow, Salsa, and Lone Elements, who gets dove by Parry Difference, and that's where that Fed Fiora comes in, because he can just dive into 3 members, and he's got the Ravenous Hydra, so he's gonna heal off of all 3 of them. It's absolutely insane how much damage that Parry Difference can heal and just allow for his team to continue pushing their own leads. Now, 5,500 gold ahead, 2 dragons up. It's an Ocean Rift. You don't want to let Cassiopeia or Fiora have that. But with a 2-dragon lead, Stuck Gaming is just saying, I don't care if you don't want it, we're doing it.
And that's exactly what happens. And we see Parry Difference looking to build for the death stance. He has a 40% CDR right now. One of the biggest power spikes for these duelists, having just that extra CDR and combat ability. Picking up the Ravenous Hydra and the Trinity Force, looking to build this next item that's going to provide a lot more survivability, a lot more damage. And we see a Hug go down to Ginger Powder, but they disengage. Iron goes in. Lone Element decides to... And we see a turret dive going balling while all of this is happening. And Parry Difference gets out with full health, basically full HP, 3 levels up with this Conqueror Fiora. And they have to respond to her. Meanwhile, they're taking on Dragon. Brando Dio looking to take onto him. Brando Dio misses the stun, and this will be Parry Difference's 2nd death of the game. But I will take a death for Baron.
Yeah, Parry Difference's 2nd death of the game, and he actually draws so much pressure that not only does he solo kill the mid laner under his own inner turret, but he draws 4 other members of the enemy team to him, handing over a free Baron to Stuck Gaming. And of course, it's not great that you're, the old thing, it's not great that you're handing over 1,000 gold shutdown to Brando Dio, but at the same time, you're giving your team Baron. That's 1,500 gold off the pop. Mippo also goes down, which gives Parry Difference 300 gold. You're already net by 800 gold, and you're going to get whatever happens to come off of this Baron. Any turrets, any kills, any pressure. The blue turret goes down here, but that is an outer turret in the bot lane. The reason that Stuck Gaming isn't getting any of those, because they took them already. They're already too far ahead.
Uh-oh, Ginger looking to be out of position, but no, he should be fine. Killering looking to poison them, and we see Lord Elements in the back lane just trying to slowly trickle down their health bars. He uses the 2-shot barrage, goes long, and only hits 1 of them.
So 4 members of Stuck Gaming have this Baron buff here, and I was just thinking how unfortunate it is that they don't have it on Parry Difference, that they do have it on the 4 members who want to be pushing together rather than their split pusher. Then I realized Parry Difference really doesn't need the Baron buff all that much. It actually is more helpful that the 4 members that are going to be together of Stuck Gaming have it, because they're still going to be, they're going to be pushing fairly well. They're going to be pushing almost as well as Parry Difference, 4-man with a Baron buff. That's how good this Fiora is in this situation, and they're moving on to Brando Dio now.
and Perry is up 2 levels from the next person, uncontested by this. Fiora used the repost to mitigate the damage from Mippo. Fiora will be going down to Brando Dio. Brando Dio looking for another one, and Ultimate will be going down, double kill into Brando Dio. Brando Dio is in the game. Brando Dio wants to show that he's not just going to lose against Perry difference against his top lane matchup.
So, Stuck Gaming fought there without their mid laner, and parry difference was pretty low, and they blew a lot trying to get onto Brando Dio. I don't think that was the wisest decision. They... You know, Brando Dio is actually pretty strong. He is not parry difference strong, but he did just get that 1,000 gold shutdown on him, so he's about to get his Death Stance. He's very close to it. He's almost at his 2-item point, and he does do a lot of damage. And he doesn't take that much damage because he's got resistances now, and he's got his shield passive. So now, with 22 seconds left on this Ocean Drake, Stuck Gaming kind of needs to wrap this up and just say, okay, well, we got a little over-aggressive. We need to bring it back in, tighten it up a little bit, and we are going to just play this dragon, take it, and win a team fight. Because once you get onto Soul Point, the pressure gets off a significantly greater amount, and here comes the flash.
Pulled in, but they just turn around, does not land the ultimate, and they are continuing to take on to... In the backline, battle goes down by Mippo. I did not even realize that. Brando Dio looking for another one, but it is Jack Sparrow who takes the kill. And it is jungler and ADC down for Stuck Gaming side. They should be able to pick up this dragon uncontested, as they don't have a jungler, and this Camille has 2 damage to monsters with her second proc of the Q.
Yep, there we go. The dragon will go down, so that is the first Drake here for Huevos del Equipos. This is a much it's actually quite similar. Never mind. It's very similar to how last game was going. You know, Stuck Gaming, they got a big lead in the mid or in the top lane. They started translating that over. They started taking these team fights. They lost a couple. They made a couple of bad plays. But at the end of the day, they're still ahead. 5,000 gold, despite being down 2 kills. They have 4 turret advantage. They still have that extra dragon. And look at the CS leads. Everyone except for Vital is ahead in their respective CS count.
And she may not be ahead in TS, but when you look at her souls, let's take a quick soul look. She has 44 souls. That is going to make up for the goal that she is missing. We see an ultimate going down to the top lane. Lord Element probably going to fall to this Killer. Killer takes 1 kill. They're looking to turn it onto the Ivern. Ivern out of position. Being collapsed on by 2 people. Goes to sleep, and Doc is going to do a lot of damage. Doc takes the kill onto Jack Sparrow, while Fiora is splitting bot side, taking inhibitor turret, looking for inhibitor. No one there to respond. It's only Mippo and Salty that are up, and this could be game.
Yeah, they are finally starting to take down these inhibitors. This is where it gets a lot harder for Huevos del Equipos to come back in this game. If you lose 2 inhibitors, you're actually just going to be playing catch-up for the rest of the game, because you're always going to have that open inhibitor, even if it's not down. And it looks like they're going to join Killering in the mid or in the top lane, and they're going to go for this inner turret, then look for this inhib turret here. But Doc needs to watch out because he is alone.
Uh-oh, Doc gets pulled, and Doc goes down to Mippo. Mippo doing massive damage with his Revenant Death Cap and his Seraph Embrace. Finished.
Yeah, this is a fully scaled 2-item Mippo. And Killering as well, but not having the death cap for Killering. He has the Rylai's and Leandri's now. Never mind, that's a lot better than just a death cap. I didn't realize that he was about to finish it. So Killering is very strong. He's hitting that, you know, he's starting to hit the late game Cassiopeia power spike, and he's going to keep spiking long after everyone else is done, because Cassiopeia doesn't have the problem with the boots. He doesn't need those for the movement speed, so just keep watching Killering get stronger and stronger, even if the other carries in this game are currently stronger than him. The Baron is respawned here, so Stuck Gaming is positioning around it. We've got Huevos del Equipos responding as well, but the bot lane, parry difference and Brando Dio, there's a 2-level difference between them, and Perry is at that level 16 mark, where his grand challenge is at its max rank.
Meanwhile, Fiora's just pushing bot lane, having only Brando Dio in their base to respond. They should be able to take this this Baron uncontested. They should be able to take this Baron without a problem, or they are going to have to respond to this Fiora, who is now level 16, up 2 levels up on Brando Dio, and actually losing the fight against Brando Dio. Brando Dio manages to land the stun. Hextech Ultimatum going down. Perry is going to be going down to the Nautilus,
and what should have been a free kill onto Brando Dio is a free kill onto Perry Difference. They're looking to engage on Girl Powder, Ginger Powder. They can take one kill. Sigs again with the ultimate taking down the Lilia, so they will be unable to take this Baron for now.
Yeah, Stuck Gaming making it really hard here. There is a huge problem with how they played that because Parry Difference drew 2 people to the bot lane there while he was pushing in. He may have gone a little too far forward. He probably shouldn't have tried to 1v2 against a Nautilus and the Camille, so he throws away his life. But Stuck Gaming, they start chasing for a kill, and what they end up getting instead is
Here, bull going in.
one-for-one.
We see the kill going down to Lone Elements, and they will be looking for a Killering here. Killering manages to get away. And just when you're recalling, the headstake flash onto the Vision, Stalcy pulls him in and gets hit by everything that Lone Element has to offer.
Yeah,
Battle really misplayed that there.
this is very good for Huevos de Equipos here. They are going to have all of their members up and around the dragon, or in Brando Dio's case, the ability to teleport in as this dragon spawns. Meanwhile, Vital is going to be a little bit behind. He spawns in about 12 seconds, and he's going to get 14 seconds to run to the dragon, but that's not enough time. So he will be playing catch-up. He has the Dawning Shadow in order to help his team, but it's not the same as having a full
And we see Kieran's
setup
being
there.
pulled. Doc looking for the sleep. Doc manages to hit 1, hit 2, hit 2 with the bowling ball, but only manages to sleep 1. We see Ginger Powder going down, but doing some damage while he's at it. Suplex down, going towards Baron, Dragon Pit. Meanwhile, at the top, we see Parry Difference looking to split and take another tower. But will Brando Dio be able to take him down? Brando Dio now has Death Stance and some healing reduction in order to contest against his Fiora, who is up 1 level now.
Yeah, Brando actually having grievous wounds could be a potential difference maker in this 1v1. Of course, Salsa is up there as well in order to keep Parry Difference under lock and key. They don't want him pushing any further, and they could try and engage against him, but now Stuck Gaming is in a 3v3 because Set is still dead. So keep an eye on that because they don't have a tank here.
And they seem to be giving up this dragon as Parry Difference is into this dragon area. Parry Difference is being hit, and Parry Difference will manage to repose 1, but will die to the Ezreal. And the ultimate from the Cassiopeia managed to land on 3. Looking for 1, looking for 2. But Cassiopeia will be going down to Mippo looking for another one. Meanwhile, in the back, we see Salsi looking to pull on Vital going down. Vital looking to be CC'd by Brando Dio. Brando Dio picks up the kill, and Doc is trying to hide, but he will be going down as well. And this is almost an ace with the set only alive. They should be able to take this Baron with 4 members up.
And because Brando Dio teleported in, a Nexus turret actually went down, and now Mippo's back is interrupted. Ginger Powder almost certainly going to lose his life for this, but he's just trying to stall. He's trying to buy time for his team to start respawning. And hopefully he'll have enough time. He dies, but it is
That
going
is the
to stop
ace.
the Baron.
It's going to stop the Baron, but it's going to put more money into their pockets. What used to be an 8,000 gold lead is now down to $4,600. It's 4,600 gold over to Stuck Gaming.
So that was a very chaotic team fight. At the end of the day, Stuck Gaming does get themselves that Ocean Drake, does push themselves to Soul Point, which I would say is pretty good. They do trade fairly poorly. They lose 5, they get 2, but when you put yourself on Soul Point, you're still in a lead and you have the better late game scaling comp. Killering is getting toward that 4th item. Meanwhile, Vital is on his serrated Dirk, so he is going for something, and oh man, Doc.
We see the stopwatch managed to get out alive. Healed by Vital going in. Ginger Powder looking for a pick here, but does not manage to land anything. Meanwhile, Doc in the back line looking to heal up some, maybe getting the Scuttle for extra health, but no, he's gonna look for the Honey Fruit.
Lone Elements has made some very, very important mistakes in this game. In that fight where Killering and Doc went up to fight Jack Sparrow and Lone Elements had the opportunity to win that solo. He made a mistake and died. Now here, he actually mistimes the Mystic Shot and lets Doc live, which could prove extremely important, because if Doc had died, Huevos del Equipos could have just easily taken a fight, gone for the Baron, taken the Baron, flipped this game on its head. As it stands, Doc lived. Doc is going to continue to scale, and even though he's only on 2 items, with one of them being the jungle item, he keeps getting stronger. All of Stuck Gaming is still scaling, and they keep scaling. I don't think I can stress this hard enough. They keep scaling.
Talking about scaling, Brando Dio was 3 levels behind on superior difference, but now they're the exact same level. Brando Dio manages to reach level 18 25 seconds before parry difference does. But against a team that scales, you're gonna have to look for something right now, right here, and try to like demolish them while you have the chance before they outscale you and win you the game.
Yeah, Huevos needs to find themselves an advantage before this final Ocean Drake spawns for Stuck Gaming. Because if they don't, this is going to go so poorly, because then Stuck Gaming can trade an Ocean Dragon for a Baron. They can either get Soul or they can get Baron. And now parry difference has dragged 2 people to the bot lane. Brando Dio is also there clearing minions. This is a free Baron for Stuck Gaming if they would just burn it down.
Not to burn it down, as the other members are now reaching the Baron Pit to contest. There's 3 control wards in Baron Pit, 2 from Stuck Gaming and 1 from Huevos del Equipo. And we see the set being cut out, but he is actually not cut out. He's just gonna use that to get into the backline. He managed to land. Mippo gets a kill with his ultimate, and we see a phase breaker going down into the 3 members in the backline, but that's not gonna be enough. 2 members are gonna be going down from Stuck Gaming, and although we see a 9 kill lead, we see the play by the Astro. The Astro plays this correctly and manages to kill Killering this time, and they should be able to get this Baron for free. 5 members are up for Huevos del Equipo, while only 2 of them are up for Stuck Gaming. They're looking for this Baron, and they are going to pick up some extra health before finishing it up. Daisy tanks some of the damage, but will not be able to do much after that. Jack Sparrow is very low and can be one shot by Doc if Doc decides to go in, but Brando Dio TP's in and secures that.
Wait, the Baron's going low, but parry difference is right outside the pit. The Baron goes down, but they're caught. They could look for something. No, they're actually engaging instead.
Ooh. And Gold is practically dead even here. We see them start walking towards Dragon, deny this soul, and possibly, but one of them has to respond to the super minions in their base.
Jack Sparrow has a 2-level advantage on Doc, so he can outsmite. It is not hard for him to smite steal, but he needs to stay alive that long.
And he manages to flash out and live with his life. And they're looking to just play this slow. Brando Dio looking to poke them out. Throw his Qs out. Throw his Mystic Shot.
Oh, here's Killering.
Killering decides to go for the backline instead of going for Jack Sparrow. And this may be a game-losing play for him. Very different. They can take on 1. They're going to take onto the ADC. The ADC goes down to Vital. Vital going down as well. We see Brando Dio looking to get a double kill. Brando Dio looking to look for another one. But it is Salty who picks up the other double kill. Only Doc is up, and Brando Dio should be able to kill him right here. But no, he will be burned down and decides to disengage before he loses life to Doc. Doc will have to give up this dragon unless he tries to contest. But no, Salty is looking here, up 1 level onto this jungler, and Doc should be going down to Brando Dio and Salty, but he's running Mach 10, uses the plant to hop over, and still goes down. Hectic ultimatum onto him. This is the end for Huevos del Equipo, and the game is back on their turf.
Oh, you know, Dante Alighieri once said there is a special place in hell reserved for those who in times of great crisis maintain their neutrality. Make a damn decision. You can't just not engage and also try to just not take the dragon, because you will get engaged on. Killering, he flashed the wall. He probably should have killed Jack Sparrow first, but he flashed the wall to try and kill the carries of Huevos del Equipos. He wasn't actually able to get any of the stuns, and then the follow-up engage by Stuck Gaming was kind of botched after that. They didn't actually get the priority targets. They didn't pick off lone elements first. Brando Dio, while he does do a lot of damage, he is a Camille. but he is not the priority target here. You need to catch the people who do a ton of damage. That's Mippo. And the people who can do a ton of damage while getting away from you. That's Lone Element. The fact that Stuck Gaming didn't really commit to either of those and instead just kind of went for this little piecemeal fight, that's what lost them the fight, that's what lost them the dragon, and that's what lost them this gold lead.
And that's what may have lost them the game, as we now see the team that's supposed to be losing the late game just dominating these fights and dominating the game. They're looking to take mid tower here, while Fiora is just splitting top, but she may be splitting top with less of gold than Brando Dio. Brando Dio now has almost full build. She has full build. We see Engage going onto the set going to suplex back, and Set will give up his life, give up to get some damage to try to like stop them from killing Doc, but Doc will be going down as well. And it is a 0 for 2 with Huevos and Equipo on the lead.
Very difference. You need to get back and support your team because there is a 4-man push in the mid lane. They're trying to take the game here, and Parry Difference, you can't be trying to push and solo end the game or something. Killering, he's doing what he can. He's trying to pump out the damage. He doesn't get the stun off.
Uh-oh, we see we're going down by Salty. Salty keeping Killering down. Killering going down to half HP, going down to the ultimate, and this is not solo queue, Fiora. Fiora, you have to be with your team in these situations. You were split pushing like a tilted top laner.
That game was so winnable for Stuck Gaming, and it was... it's heartbreaking to see. Stuck Gaming had such a good early lead. Parry Difference was able to translate, help his team to get them ahead as well, and then as a unit, Parry Difference never stopped split pushing because actually, when Brando Dio started to catch up, Parry Difference was more useful keeping Brando Dio out of the fight than he was joining the fight for his team. The problem really was that Doc never got online. Stuck Gaming didn't have a jungler because their jungler ended 2-8-4, multiple levels behind the Ivern. And Vital never got online because Ginger Powder kept getting the kills that really should have been going to that Senna. So at the end of the day, Huevos de Equipos are going to take this, and it's going to go 1-1 in this series. We're going to 3. We're queuing up the silver scrapes, and we're taking a quick break so that we can see who ends up in finals.
And I'm excited for this final match. Stay tuned for the next match.
again. You wanna dose of this right now it's HdE. I'm a goddess with a blaze. 소리처럼 내 이름 잊지 못하게 loud 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 loud. I could take you to the top. 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bad girl girl girl. When I started talk that oh you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with that wild in my veins. You can hear it in my growl 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 growl.
So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 배vo. 나와 되길 원한 늘 확신해. We got it all in our hands now. So can you handle what we're all about? What's so tough? Let's get it, show you out. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we gonna wear the crown. You could go another round, 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 round. Wish you luck, but you're not bringing us down. We go hard till we get it, we go hard. We so in it, we pop stars. Only winning now. Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down.
You ready for this? Let's go. See, 언제든지 내 모습 매직 단 한 번에 내가 잡아 절대 기죽지 않지. 펴펴 네가 뭘 알아? 견딜 수 없어 원해도 원하는 게 얼굴에 보여. I'm troubling you running it. I'm so cold. When I move that way, you gon' be so blown. I'm the realest in the game. Said I'm on fire with the blade. You're about to hear my name ringing in your head like whoa.
So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. We so tough. Let's get it, show you out. Can you feel the rush now? Ain't nobody bringing us down, 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 down. They could try, but we
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the third and... Wow, my camera is even worse now. Third and final game of this evening between Stuck Gaming and Huevos del Equipos yet again.
And I am very interested to see how this game is going to turn out. We have seen in the past 2 games being completely one-sided for half of the game, and then out of nowhere, just turning around fights that shouldn't be won, and literally just surprising you after every single fight.
And this is a really interesting draft coming up, folks, because, well, we've already seen it, obviously, but, you know, the standard bans coming through, the Vladimir, the Twisted Fate, Syndra. But what Huevos del Equipos does here, they take the Wukong. This was actually the blue 4 pick, so they picked this into Stuck Gaming's Gangplank. We're gonna get to see parry difference on the GP again.
I don't know why they left up the Gangplank. Honestly, looking at the banks, you're gonna see that later on they're gonna ban the... And it is a remake. We are... Hold up.
Oh, okay. Well, we are going to... I guess we can just wait a second, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a buzzkill.
No,
After, you know, we're
it's just
hyping up
building
this.
up the anticipation. It's more anticipation.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. So yeah, Lone Elements and Salsa are coming back. They're just going to get back into order here before we get into the champion select again. So what we were saying was the Wukong into Gangplank. That was a pickup. The Wukong was picked blue 4. The Gangplank was picked red 4. So so Stuck Gaming actually took the Gangplank. Huevos del Equipos picked the Wukong into it. And with the 5 bans that Huevos del Equipo threw out there, they banned Fiora and not the Gangplank, which is interesting because, you know, the Fiora did a lot in lane, but wasn't able to translate it into a win for his team. Meanwhile, the Gangplank was successfully able to do that and continue affecting the map for Stuck Gaming. Do you have you have any explanation or guesses as to the thought process there?
I really don't know what to say. Like, honestly, the Fiora just didn't seem to have as much impact as the Gangplank, so it doesn't really make sense for me to be banning out the Fiora when you guys won against the Fiora. And this Gangplank that was so dominating, that had that Flame Horizon at 25 minutes against the Horn, it just seems like an oppressive laner that you should have gotten rid of, because he has that late game carry, that extra damage, especially when parry difference is farming consistently the best in the game.
Yeah, so we will get to see how Brando Dio pilots this Wukong into Gangplank, this kind of pseudo-ranged top laner, who will be able to poke fairly well with that parlay. And then the Ivern was picked up by Huevos del Equipos, blue 3. The Olaf was the answer by Duck, so he's off that Lilia. He didn't have the greatest effect on it last game. He did okay in game 1, but I think now, having that early game, aggressive, it seemed to be what he was going for in that last game that he wasn't able to do. So now we get to see this with the Lissandra and the Gangplank.
How does Lissandra work? Because I have not seen her played in such a long time in the competitive region or in solo queue at all.
I'm guessing this is going to be back to Aftershock Lissandra. Overall, the draft for Stuck Gaming isn't super tanky, so between the Gangplank, Olaf, and Lissandra, they'll have enough like pseudo-tank that they'll be able to deal a little bit with this Corki, all of the poke coming out from it, and the Samira. The Samira set is absolutely ridiculous for Huevos del Equipos, and then the Ashe Rakan on the other side, much more peel-oriented, safer. Ashe has got that self-peel, and as well, the engage with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and really no one can stop that. There's the Samira wind wall, but there's not like, you know, there's not a great way to do that other than that, and that drops that down for you know, for other things to get through, say Olaf, Gangplank, you know, a barrel combo would count.
It's also more of a mechanical outplay, but if we can get the Wukong to use his clone to block the Ashe arrow, that could also be a great way to utilize that clone. But aside from that, yes, they don't necessarily have much to counter that Enchanted Crystal Arrow from the Ashe.
Yeah, so With the we got the 3-minute spectator delay. That is going to happen. So the Ivern coming back, this makes much more sense to me because you've got double hyper carries. You've got that late game, you've got the Corki, that mixed damage carry, and then of course Samira, the Feast or Famine champion, who is either going to absolutely pop off or just be kind of useless until she gets some kills.
And in this series, we have seen Set picked every single game by both teams. If it's not on your side, it's going to be the enemy side. I would have liked to see the Set banned out because when it is paired with Samira, it is just an unstoppable force with an immovable object that can just dominate bot lane.
Yeah, the set was picked up blue 1 by Huevos, so obviously Stuck Gaming didn't think that it was important enough to ban out, but remember, when Stuck Gaming was on the blue side last game, they actually saved that for second pick once the Nautilus was shown. So maybe Huevos sees this as, you know, a necessity. If they can get set, they want set, and Salsa did do a great job in game 1 peeling for that Jhin as set. I'm sure it's going to be even better and easier for him since lone elements on that Samira will have so much more safety. He'll have that E dash, has that wind wall in order to block those projectiles. So we'll get to see a little more about what about the highs for Salsa.
And each game, we see Brando Dio having a more impactful role in the top lane, from a tank top laner to a duelist to now another duelist that actually should have a winning matchup against the Gangplank. We are going to be able to see. We should be able to see more pressure going topside for Brando Dio, so Brando Dio can translate this lead from the Gangplank that he should be getting into something else throughout the game.
Yeah, Brando Dio actually, with the winning matchup, as you said, he wins these all-ins. He can pressure out parry difference. And the Gangplank, while it is a fairly weak side top laner, Olaf wants to be able to work with Lissandra and Ashe maybe a little bit more rather than having to babysit the Gangplank. Parry difference, he gets to actually, it's going to be interesting to see him play from behind rather than play on an even ground or in a winning matchup where we know what he wants to do and what he can do, which is just push him out, shove him in, take those turret plates, get those solo kills. It'll be interesting to see how he plays on the back foot against a Wukong.
Or we might see the Nuguri special. Nuguri, one of the best top laners, actually the best top laner in the world after winning this World Finals, manages to get ahead even when he has losing matchups. We might be able to see parry difference do the same thing despite having a losing matchup against his Wukong. If he masters Gangplank enough and knows how to play around the Wukong clone, the engage, we should be able to see Gangplank just pop off again.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, in this mid lane, the Corki v Lissandra matchup, obviously Lissandra, she has her claw in, she can fight with Corki, duel with him with that Q, but both of them, they're both going to be playing pretty safe for a little while. I think the question is who has more pressure from supports or junglers into their lane, because both of them would be fairly happy with just sitting back and doing okay, because Lissandra really is there for that, for the claw, W engage, and hitting that ult onto any high priority target like the Samira or the Corki. We are getting in game just now.
The last time the Set and Rakan matchup was played in this series, the Set was actually roaming a lot more than the Rakan, and I would like to see Ginger Powder on this Rakan take responsibility, take action, and use his movement speed, his speed, and his ultimate to get his mid laner ahead. If he can roam a bit more, this would be great for the team comp.
Yeah, and we are into game 3 here between Los Huevos del Equipos and Stuck Gaming. Huevos del Equipos on the blue side coming off of a game 2 win. We've got Brando Dio in the top lane on Wukong, Jack Sparrow 1-1-1 in the jungle on the Ivern yet again, Mippo in the mid lane piloting Corki, and in the bot lane Lone Elements and Sauce on Samira and Set.
On the red side, we have Stuck Gaming with parry difference bringing back the Gangplank top lane, Doc with Olaf in the jungle, Clearing with Lissandra in the mid lane, and Vital Ginger Powder, the bot lane duo with Ashe and Rakan.
So we did see Mippo pick up that cull first, so he is going for a long lane. He doesn't want to push this fast, he doesn't want to push it hard, he just wants to sit back and farm. So with that cull in his pocket, it is actually the onus is actually on Killering to try and stop him because that Corki does so much damage in the mid and late game, and he's such a team fight presence that you don't really want to just let that happen. You want to punish it if you are this Lissandra Olaf duo. We'll have to see how Doc and Killering work together in the early game to try and hold off the onslaught of these double ADCs.
They might be looking for something here, maybe an invade. They are gonna head towards the red side, and what was that Equipos is gonna be giving up this buff, as Olaf does have the strongest level 1 in this game.
Yeah, this is very similar to what we saw last game. Last time it was a Lilia, and they were invading the red side Raptors, but this time it's a red buff. Doc is so strong here because he gets this red buff. Because of course he's Olaf. He deals really well with having a red buff rather than a blue buff. He doesn't need all of the cooldown reduction, because while a lot of his damage does come from those undertows, a lot of it does come from auto attacks as well, especially if he takes like W second or E, rather than just trying to spam Qs repeatedly.
And looking at Jack Sparrow, he has actually decided to go for the wolves, but has not picked them up yet. Looking to go onto the enemy's blue side, which is a very risky maneuver if you didn't know where the Olaf is. Meanwhile, top lane trades are going even. Gangplank is not losing as hard as he should be. He's utilizing that level 2 to even out the trades.
Oh, but watch the jungle is actually going. Jack Sparrow is going to get away with it. He gets in there and smites the camp away before Doc can get to his lane, but a heal burned by Vital as the Ignite is traded by Salse.
We see an engage trying to go down in mid, but Killering does not follow up with the claw. Killering does have it executed instead of Aftershock, so he's looking to kill this mid lane Corki in order to prevent him from having that mid game strength like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so Killering much more damage focused. I do like this because Killering is the only AP threat on the side of Stuck Gaming, so going Aftershock instead of Electrocute does give up a lot in terms of damage potential.
Gets pulled in by the set, and the set manages to get a couple of hits off, but he uses his shield to get away to the ADC. Meanwhile, top lane, we see Gangplank being pushed under tower, but it's not losing much. They're basically even in TS, and it's an even game so far.
And parry difference actually body blocks the watermelon and keeps Brando Dio from hitting it. So parry difference does get that barrel off. He's even here, which is great. This is what you want as a Gangplank. I think earlier it was with, was it with Beepots? He said, if you're laning against a Gangplank and the Gangplank goes even, if you're Gangplank, you didn't go even, you won.
Yeah, it's a lot like Kel. With Kel, as long as you don't die, as long as you manage to stay even, keep those trades even and not give up tower, not give up your life, you should just be able to win the game because your scaling is so much better than what the top lane is offering. And just as I was saying that we are getting the Rakan roam that is not going to be able to pick up anything, but this is exactly what I want to see from this Rakan. Going mid lane, going maybe even top lane to help their laners.
Yeah, parry difference wants to do his thing, and he's actually setting up a really big minion wave, but Jack Sparrow's coming up, so parry difference might be in trouble.
Coming up into the top, looking for the Wukong the top lane, but Wukong will just walk away and waste nothing for the TP. And this is a good trade for Huevos to looking for. Now that the Sandra doesn't have that teleport and is down in mana, so Corki should be able to play more safely, play more aggressively even, as he just pushed in the lane, and he might be getting trapped here in the mid lane. He had to use his flash to get away, and just as I was saying that, he loses a lot of his priority and a lot of his damage, a lot of his safety now that he's had to send out the flash.
Yeah, I think you take those if you're Killering. You give away that teleport, but when you get a flash in return, but Vital, he needs to watch out because as Doc just showed, he is taking the dragon, so Vital will not get any help from Ginger Powder until now. He is back in lane, so we need to watch Vital as he stays safe. That's the goal here. You want to see Vital stay safe while Ginger Powder roams, because you want to see him roam, obviously, but you can't leave an Ashe alone with a Samira and expect everything to be hunky-dory. The Ashe does need to, play fairly respectfully.
And you can tell that she does not want to engage and just play respectfully, play the lane slowly. She has picked up the Cole in order to do this, and they will be helping their jungler Doc pick up the bottom lane scuttle.
Yeah, getting this Olaf ahead, it is good. It keeps Olaf relevant a little longer, but of course, the end goal of getting an Olaf ahead is to help donate more gold to his team. And I think that works well for Doc because he hasn't really had that many, he hasn't had that standout carry performance today that you want to see if you're playing a Lilia. He's had much more of an enabling performance, and while that doesn't work for Lilia, it works really well for a mid-game Olaf.
And we're looking at a gank top lane. They use the ultimate onto Gangplank. Gangplank manages to sidestep the stun, but he will be going down to half HP. Gangplank uses remove Scurvy to heal back some HP, but uses a lot of mana. He's looking onto the Brando Dio. Brando Dio flashes away, and they manage to turn that into an even trade flash for flash in the top lane.
Flash for flash, parry difference saves the ult, and that was a gank from Jack Sparrow. That is a nuggery play right there.
Exactly what I was talking about. This is he's completely even decides to go for the Sheen first item to get even more kill pressure. He could have gone for Phage or another item or even for the boots for extra defense, but decides to build the Phage for that extra kill potential.
I like that. The fact that he is still playing, not aggressively, but proactively. He's not just saying, okay, well, you know, the Wukong's going to do a lot of damage to me, so I need to respond by building defense. He's saying, no, I'm going to continue playing, I'm just going to continue building the same way that I am because I don't want to put myself further behind. But what I'm going to do is play smart. I'm not going to move too far forward. I'm going to keep my lanes warded. He needs to play smarter, but if you play smarter for longer, you can still pull off a lot of the things that you would do as a normal Gangplank.
And yeah, he's not even behind. He's only 4 CS down. But with his items, he started with Corrupting Pop and did not buy another starting item. Meanwhile, Brando Dio started with D-Shield against a Gangplank. D-Shield does not provide that extra damage, and then he had to go on and buy the refillable potions, which is a waste of 150 gold, especially when you're supposed to be winning lane against this top laner.
Yeah, the refillable potion, it is very respectful, and I think that's a good thing for Brando Dio, since he has played 2 games in this series against parry difference, and of course they met once in the regular season. He knows what parry difference is capable of, and the fact that he is being this respectful, it's good. It doesn't mean that Brando Dio is like losing the lane because he's playing respectfully. It just means that he, much like parry difference, he's doing the smart thing and saying, okay, well, this means that I can, it's the opposite thing. He says, if I buy the refillable potion here, it means that I can trade more, and I won't lose out as hard if I make a mistake.
Oh, we see those are going down onto the Rakan. Rakan uses the swiftness to go onto the back lane. She knocks out the Samira. The Gangplank, oh, is going down to the bot lane. Both people are going down to half HP. We see Jack Sparrow respond in the bot lane as well, and they will disengage. This will be a fight in the top lane as well. Brando Dio is looking to go in, and the trade in the top lane goes even as well.
But at the end of the day, it is a flash for an ignite, and while Huevos del Equipos will take that, and parry difference is out an ult here. So Brando Dio can find an engage and not risk being run down, like parry difference was threatening earlier. That is part of the reason why Brando Dio had to back off so quickly. So parry difference, not having that ultimate means that Brando Dio can get a little bit more aggressive. He can try and use that ult and find a kill, but parry difference still picking up all of these grasp stacks with his parlay. And this is going very well for parry difference. He's actually going to be 2 CS ahead at the end of this wave.
If he manages to pick up every single minion, but parry difference is using the parlay to poke him out, use that range advantage to his advantage. And in the top lane, we see the engage going up into parry difference. Parry difference cannot get out of this one, and this will be first blood into Brando Dio. Do not play with him, parry difference. He is going to stop on your lane if you give him the opportunity, and he goes down.
Yeah, Brando Dio now with the Tiamat, he's going to be so good at pushing in these lanes, pressuring out this Gangplank. While the Herald goes down in the mid lane, Killering will get 1 plate and then get 2 more off of this Herald. But Salse, he's fighting, and Lone Elements is here. That's Killering.
Doc is in the back lane. Doc is going to go down. No, he's not. He's going to get the kill. He's Olaf. He just gets stronger when he has lower health, and they're going to be looking towards Dragon now, as both the ADC and the support are down, and Jack Sparrow is top side taking turrets.
Yeah, you just pissed off the Olaf. You mean you get him that low and you're like, this should be an easy kill. No, Lone Elements didn't get an Inferno trigger off. Salse wasn't able to ult him because the Ragnarok was on, and Doc just slammed right into the faces of that bot lane. 2 kills going over to Stuck Gaming, 1 on Killering, 1 on Doc, and double Dragon as well. So, Stuck Gaming sitting fairly comfortably here. They're actually even in gold, but they have advantages on the map.
And just like the past 2 games, Stuck Gaming have the first 2 dragons and are looking to get this soul point in the next dragon that is coming up in the next 4 minutes and a half 4 minutes. We see an engage going into Rakan. Rakan should be able to just get away. The Samira is nowhere there to respond to the TC.
Yeah, so Vital does have that enchanted crystal arrow.
We see a Naka going down into the bot lane. The bot lane going down. He uses the wind wall, AoE wind wall, and Lord Elements managed to take out ground powder, but Ashe is going to take her down as well. Meanwhile, we see the phase breaker going down, and the TP from the Lissandra looking for a pick. The Lissandra does not get one, and we see the ultimate from Perry different come into the bot lane. But we also have Mippo. Mippo does have package. The Mippo does not have package, but he should be able to kite them out. Mippo gets a kill. Mippo finishes the core as well, and this is 700 gold in his pocket with what he just did.
Yeah, and 2 for 2 here as a 2 for 1 because Lone Elements actually... Wait, Lone Elements died. Salsa didn't. Okay, Salsa stayed alive, so it is a 1 for 2. Stuck Gaming trades a little bit behind, and now Mippo getting his hands on a kill. He's finished that call, he's finished that Manamune. He will be quite strong now. Coming on to his second item here, Jack Sparrow just has to back off because he knows that he can't fight a Rakan. And especially with Doc coming in, Lone Elements barely missing that.
Rakan does not have the ultimate nor the knock for another 10 seconds, so he should not be able to go back in. He uses the shield to try to re-engage and protect the Olaf. The Samir ultimate going down, getting 1 kill. The Wukong getting the Lord Elements getting the kill, but they will continue pushing and should be able to look for another kill here. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we just see Ashe slowly pushing the bot lane, getting that TS. 27 TS till core is done, and the game is slowing down. But no, the Lissandra's looking here. Lissandra is looking to go down. No, Lissandra's looking to take the Ivern down. Olaf goes down himself, and Lissandra will be going down as well to this set support.
Yeah, the 2 for 2 here as Lone Elements goes down. Lissandra picks up 2 for herself. That passive, man, you got to watch out for it when you're playing against Lissandra. Most people kind of forget what it does, but not Killering here. Lone Elements, however, did. So the blue buff was stolen away by Jack Sparrow, which is kind of unfortunate for Doc, who also died there. But now Vital does get some solo farming time here before Salsa gets back, and he's, you know, he just needs to catch up. He is behind Lone Elements, and he's just about to get his flashback up, so he will be a lot safer. But at the end of the day, you as an Ashe need to get ahead of Lone Elements before he starts to snowball into this giant Samira, you know, Inferno trigger of death.
Top lane, we see parry difference actually poking Brando Dio out of lane. The only damage parry difference has received has been from tower, and he gets another hit, but he does not manage to cancel Brando Dio's recall. He should be able to push for tower here, and Jack Sparrow is hovering topside, maybe looking to protect this top tower.
Yeah, with the amount of damage that Huevos de Equipos got off onto that top lane turret, it is a significant amount that parry difference needs to make up, but he is going to be able to do that since he was able to poke out this Wukong. And then in the mid lane, because Killering had that Rift Herald earlier, he's able to take first turret, but now parry difference stuck in a 1v2, possibly a 3v1.
1v3. And manages to miss. One of them uses Remove Survey to remove nothing from himself. He gets knocked up once, gets knocked up a second time, and dies to Mippo.
And he does not burn the flash. He knows that he's caught. He knows that he's going to get punished for it, and that a flash would only prolong his death. So he's going to die and hand over this turret. But it is 2 turrets to 1. And it looks like Vital's getting enough damage off on the bot turret that one more good minion wave push should be able to get this.
And meanwhile, the jungler and Brando Dio are taking this Rift Herald while the Dragon comes up in 22 seconds. They should be able to take this Herald within the next 10 seconds and maybe pop it top or mid lane and then head straight to Dragon in order to contest, put some pressure while they are heading towards Dragon. But no, they will recall right away and have only 10 seconds to head to Dragon Pit. It looks like they're going to be giving this one up.
Yeah, I think this is, here we go. They knew that that was a mistake to back off, so they are going to salvage as much as they can, sending 3 members top to try and deny these camps from Olaf and get this inner turret. They're handing over the Soul Point Dragon here to Stuck Gaming, but with 4 members in the top lane, they're going to be able to shove this down really fast. Doc will take the Dragon, but now Stuck Gaming is on the back foot. Great reactive, like semi-reactive, proactive play here for Huevos de Equipos, because they are actually going to force Stuck Gaming to respond, and oh, Shelly's gonna get a charge off. That's huge.
They get a charge off, but they get pushed away. Parry difference should now be able to farm more safely with both of his top turrets gone. He's not gonna have much pressure top lane, but as long as he can freeze wave, he should be fine.
Yeah, eventually this Gangplank will scale up. He's not nearly at the same level that we saw him in Game 1, but of course he was in a losing matchup. He's been ganked a few times. Brando Dio, on the other hand, got that Tiamat working toward that Trinity Force. He is about 300 gold off from finishing it, and I think he should have it in his pocket enough to go back. We got to see, once he has this Trinity Force, will he go back to the top lane and fight parry difference, or will he allow the Gangplank to stay there and pressure the rest of the map and try and kind of make it a 5v4 on the map while parry difference catches waves?
And all the talk has been about parry difference and Brando Dio, but what I want to point out how Mippo is doing. Mippo is standing at 2-0-1, has the Trinity Force, has the Mirror Mana built, and has the Sword Shows built, as he will be dealing massive damage with this on-hit effect that is translated into magic damage.
Yeah, so Mippo, he is hitting his power spike. The next one, of course, is probably going to be the Infinity Edge. That one just helps him deal that much more damage, and it's going to be magic damage despite being an IE. So we'll have to see how Mippo can scale into this mid game. Meanwhile, Killering about 40 CS behind, even though he's ahead of Mippo in kills. He's not going to be doing nearly as much damage. And Doc, he takes a rocket to the face and just says, nope, my mistake. This is your jungle.
Your jungle, but not for now. We see the Rakana going in deep, looking for vision, and it is 4 members on the bot side from each team. 1 member, all top laners are top side. They're looking for something here. Control ward going down, but nothing really happening for now.
Yeah, the vision granted by Jack Sparrow's bushes, he will be able to kind of mind sweep these as he walks through. So Doc's gonna clear out that control ward. We've seen a very small gold lead, 300 gold develop here for Stuck Gaming, as parry difference, just getting that extra value out of Gangplank CS. That Cull finally popped for Vital, and little CS lead. Building here for this bot lane. Meanwhile, again, it's a 50 CS lead now because Killering isn't actually farming, so he's getting further and further behind, and the Ragnarok is forced.
Ragnarok is forced, and it looks like top side. Parry difference is looking for a cheese, but no, he's going back in the bot lane. You see Killering getting caught out, getting phase breaker in the face, but Ginger Power is going to be able to take out the Samir with the as a Rakan, but we'll be going down to Salsei on this set.
Yeah, so it is going to be both summoners burned here by lone elements. Ginger Powder, on the other hand, only burns 1 for that kill, so that is a worth trade. Ginger Powder, of course, sacrifices his life, but you're trading support for ADC. You're trading multiple sums on the ADC for 1 on the support. Very good heads-up play here by the mid-support duo of Stuck Gaming.
And not just any summoner spells, trading out the cleanse. The cleanse is so important for lone elements, as the enemy team basically has 3 forms of CC. They have the Lissandra, the Ashe, the Rakan. So without this, you are more susceptible to getting killed.
Yeah, and that's going to be important because it's not going to be up in time for this Mountain Drake. This is Soul Point for Stuck Gaming. So if Lone Elements gets picked, if Mippo gets picked, or even if Stuck Gaming just gets the drop on Huevos de in terms of vision and setting up, that could just very easily be a soul, and it just makes it that much harder for people like Samira and Corki to burn through these squishies.
All teleports are up from every single laner that brought teleport. A parry difference will continue to push top lane, and Brando Dio is there to respond. Red Buff is going over to Ashe, and Dragon will be spawning in 33 seconds. I want to see how this develops and who decides to TP first, or if there's going to be any TPs.
Yeah, parry difference actually has to teleport reactively here because Brando Dio has the Cyclone. If parry difference tries to teleport early and Brando Dio catches him, if he hits that Cyclone on him, then Brando Dio can teleport in. Parry difference is reduced to just using the ult to do that. So this will be probably parry difference responding probably like half a second later, but Killering.
It's done. Mippo is looking for a kill here, but Killering manages to get out with the claw. We see the TP going down from Brando Dio, and then the reactive TP going down from Killering, from parry difference as well.
Yeah, Killering
Meanwhile-
will have to back off. He does have that teleport, however. We have to see if Doc can steal this, but it's going down so quickly.
Dragons for the blue team. They're looking for the speed and swiftness. Manages to knock Samira. Samira's charm. Samira's in the backline. Samira's looking for a kill. Samira manages to live and then dies to the hand of Vital. Vital looking for another one. But Mippo is huge. Mippo is huge. Does he have package? I don't think he has package, but he is ready. So has that quick chance. In the backline, you see Killering with the play. Manages to pick up. No, does not pick up one and falls to the court key. But we see the Rakan trying to go for another one, but dies with no follow-up. And this is a 3-for-1 trade for on Stuck Gaming losing end.
Pain, because Killering had that pick. It was in his hands. He had a double kill, for Christ's sake. He had Salsa and Mippo both. And you know what he did? He whiffed the Q. He was like 15 pixels off, and he whiffed the Q on Mippo. He wasn't able to get the kill. And that actually cost them 3 kills. And the Dragon. Huevos de Equipos now slightly in the lead. They're still behind in Dragons, but they just delayed that soul point 5 minutes, giving more time for Samira, more time for Corki to scale. And they are now looking so much better here than they did in the early games of either Game 1 or Game 2.
Allison's slowly getting trickled down, getting slowed. Managed to land a phase breaker. Mippo is there for a kill. Mippo gets another kill. Mippo is unstoppable, looking for another kill. Mippo managed to flash out of the Rakan knockup and is looking for another one. He's standing at 5-0 and 0 with a QSS, 1 quick cloak, and 2 other completed items.
Yeah, so a 1-for-1, but the support on the side of Huevos de Equipos went down. Doc is dead on the side of Stuck Gaming, and this is not a good trade. However, the Baron is not really an option at this point. You can't burn it fast enough for it to be a viable option. Doc coming up in 6 seconds, so he will be able to get back around here. The Baron dance is kind of what they're going for right now, but really, they're just waiting for this next dragon to spawn, because that is the main objective to fight over.
And shots are being fired in the chat. Where are all the Parry Diff fans now? Powder TV says.
Parry Diff, he showed up in Game 1 and Game 2. This is obviously a much less impressive performance by him. Finally put into a losing matchup, not able to translate it as well as he has been in the last couple of games, but he's still, you know, to his credit, he's still doing fairly well in this matchup against Wukong. With Jack Sparrow going up to his lane so many times, it's just not the performance that Parry Diff is kind of, he's not Parry Diffing them.
Despite him not Parry Diff, he does have 2. The enchanted pistol misses, but he's just simply going down, uses the suplex to get out, pulls them back in, but will be going down to the hands of Killering, my bad.
So 2 ultimates traded for the one of Salsa. They get the kill. Now they have pressure on this Baron, but it looks like they're just going to start it. They have an Olaf and Vital who are both going to be able to burn this pretty quickly, but look at the Huevos collapse. They're coming in and Brando Dio has his Cyclone. They spot him out with that Hawk Shot, and they're going to peel off of it, but Doc, he's caught in the pit. He's caught in the pit!
And Doc is going down to Mippo again. Meanwhile, in the back end, we see Rakan going in for another one, but decides to use the swiftness just to get away. And they no longer have a jungler, so they have to back from this Baron. They are looking for this Rakan, but no, they're looking to push mid lane, maybe get this mid tower. There's nothing else up at this time. Dragon is coming up in a win 20 seconds, and they will be taking down mid tower without a trouble.
Yeah, now Huevos de Equipos, they're just punishing these mistakes that Stuck Gaming is making. Stuck Gaming, they thought that they could go for the Baron, but why? You were spotted. There was vision on it. Why would you not? Why would you do that so quickly? Huevos de Equipos collapsed so well. Brando Dio jumped in, and Doc, he pathed poorly out of the pit, so he was caught. He got knocked up. He was killed, and now with the Dragon coming up in 45 seconds, Stuck Gaming has to finally get themselves straight, reset, get back onto that Dragon, and get the vision control in order to win a flank, win a fight, take this soul, put the game back in their favor.
Mippo is the player of this game, 100%. He is sitting at 602, 3 completed items. Decided to go for the PD instead of the IE for that extra survivability. He still has that damage, and he still had that CS lead. Now sitting at 80 CS lead from his laner. The Rakan gets caught out here, but managed to survive, basically at full HP. And they're contesting for vision right now. Mippo is looking at it for the black guy and looking for Kiltering. He may not have one lane, but he's certainly going to win the game against Kiltering if he keeps this up.
Yeah, 6-0-2. This is the priority target. Stuck Gaming needs to get on Mippo and assassinate him, but look at this brush wall. The vision is denied so well here by Huevos de Equipos. Doc needs to find himself a smite.
Doc is going in. Showmaker goes in for the back. We see the Crown going down to the Corki. Miko goes for another kill. Miko gets a double kill. Miko looking for a triple. Miko does not get the triple kill. He gets the triple here. No, he gets stolen by Samira. Samira looking for another kill. Samira looking for the Gangplank. Gangplank is going to go down to Samira ultimate. And Matt actually managed to survive with less than 25 HP, but will be aced by the Corki.
There was no target focus in that fight for Stuck Gaming. They just kind of threw themselves in there and did what they could. But all of the AoE on the side of Huevos de Equipos meant that they could just spam all of their abilities right into the team of Stuck Gaming. It's going to win them the team fight. It's going to win them the Dragon. It's going to get this free Baron and that turret in the bot lane as Brando Dio is now pushing with Baron buff and Huevos are in the lead.
Huevos are in the lead now with nearly 6,000 gold. They're 2 dragons. They're down 1 dragon. But when you're this ahead in gold, dragons don't really make that much sense when it's not a soul.
Yeah, it is a 5k gold lead here for Huevos de Equipos. They've got that Baron buff and they're starting the Baron push. Vital is still so far behind. He's got the Bork and the Runan's Hurricane, and that's going to be okay for wave clearing. But when you're up against Mippo on this 9-0-3 Corki, 4 items completed, you are just going to be destroying anyone that gets in range of your missiles. So Vital needs to keep himself at arm's reach, which is going to keep him from clearing these minions. Look at that. He has to dodge away from that because that probably would have been like a 400 damage hit.
And you're talking about people falling behind, but the Olaf is not ahead, and that's the problem. Olaf is about to fall off, and if he does not utilize his fighting potential at this point, he's going to be used for the rest of the game. He's actually down 1 level on Jack Sparrow, and the CS, he may have a 30-something CS lead, but as long as he doesn't translate into kills, he's basically useless in this game.
I mean, it's 29 minutes. Olaf has turned into a pumpkin at this point. He is a large, angry cannon minion, and he's fallen behind the Ivern. He hasn't been able to get any CS recently, and Ivern thrives on not being able to get CS. And Doc.
Oh, looking for the back. Doc looking for to get a kill. Looking to be used to win the team. Jack Sparrow's going down. Jack Sparrow's gonna go down to Kinnering looking for another one. And Kinnering will be going down to Wukong getting a 10th kill for the game. Meanwhile, Samir's gonna go down to Ash. Ash is looking for revenge. Ash is looking to close that gap. She's no longer behind. She's looking to get that kill. And they have actually won the fight. It is a 2-for-2, but they have lost 2 of their most important members.
A 2-for-2 trade is a good thing when you're behind. Jack Sparrow and Salsa, both of them started to go in on Doc. Doc did go down in the end, but he lived for long enough that Killering was able to engage, get a lot of AoE damage off onto Mippo, Lone Elements, and Jack Sparrow. And Mippo, while he didn't go down, he was zoned out of the fight. Lone Elements actually jumped back in to be the sacrificial lamb for his team. More than one of them probably would have died if they had just chased it normally. Lone Elements jumping in with the Inferno trigger gave him the half second that they needed for his team to get away. But that is a good hold by Stuck Gaming. They're starting to find themselves, feel themselves a little bit in this game. They need to find their identity when parry difference is not ahead.
And we are seeing the EU special, the 3rd item, Leandri's Torment on parry difference on this Gangplank. I love to see that extra damage that you get from the ultimate.
Yeah, this is the big EU special. I like it because parry difference is not far ahead enough that his barrels are chunking. He needs to use the Liandry's Torment just to keep himself relevant in these team fights with the ultimate. Of course, he does slow people down with the ultimate, but dealing that little bit of extra damage, helping cut out Brando Dio, helping deal damage to Salsa as well. All of these things are important when picking up that Liandry's. It'll be good to see what happens in this next team fight, which is going to happen in about 45 seconds because Stuck Gaming really does not want to give up Soul Point here to Huevos and bring this to a 7 Drake game.
And Corky sitting on the package, sitting with double buffs, sitting on killing this top laner who has dominated in the past couple of games. But the kill will be going over to Salsa, and they should be able to pick up this dragon, putting them at Soul Point.
So, how about that Liandry's? It's unfortunate. It doesn't get any use time. Parry difference just dies pretty much immediately. He does get the ultimate off, but it doesn't really do anything. So now, with that parry difference pick, he's up in 30 seconds, but the dragon's up in 5. So this will be an easy one for Huevos to take. And then the Baron is the next target. Minute and 30 seconds until that. And this will be kind of Stuck Gaming's last stand in this playoffs race.
Stuck Gaming, who's supposed to be who is the second seed for this tournament, is looking to be falling down to the 4th seed of this tournament. This is honestly one of the greatest series I have seen, and I don't know how the finals are going to match up to this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over yet. Stuck Gaming is behind. They're certainly not out. They have the potential to do a lot. They need to catch Mippo. They need to deliver his first kill or his first death of the game. And once that's out, Lone Elements is very easy pickings after that. You just need to keep Mippo from dealing all of the damage to your entire team.
Yes, we have Brando Dio and Mippo both sitting with a perfect KDA, 209 for Brando Dio and 10-0 and 5 for Mippo. They're looking to engage on Salty. Salty's going to go down. Salty gets the intended Mr. Arrow, but manages to get away. Rakan uses the knockup to get onto him. Duplex on the backline, and he lives with half of his HP gone. And they're looking to TP. TP going in from Brando Dio. Brando Dio looking for something in here, but no, he's just here to stone them all.
And that is 3 ultimates committed for 2 because Jack Sparrow tossed out Daisy at the very end. Jack Sparrow tosses out Daisy at the very end, so it's a 3 for 2 ultimate commit, but Salsa is resetting Mippo as well. We're going to have to see how these teams reset. Back coming to this Baron, 5 seconds to go. Not really much vision on either side. There's some deep wards, deep blue wards on the side of Huevos del Equipos, but they need something around the Dragon Pit. They don't want to get caught unawares.
Fast range axe lands on Lone Elements, but nothing will be done from there. And we see Toppin is pushing towards Huevos del Equipos side, while Botlane is pushing towards Stuck Gaming.
Yeah, and it looks like Killering will go catch that bot wave. He has the teleport. Brando Dio does not have the teleport, but he is on the side that, they're fighting on. But it looks like Huevos are just going to be able to push Stuck Gaming back. They're going to force them out of their own jungle, and Ginger Powder...
No, the package to go in. Mippo gets another kill, 11 kills for this game. Looking for another one. Samir used the Inferno to go back in. She does not get a kill, and she will be not even going down. Uses only 20, 70, 50% of the damage. The IE was off, and Killer, this is the move he was trying to do last time. He managed to get a kill, he managed to get another one. Mippo is going down. Mippo does not go down, manages to survive using both the Crystal Scimitar and the Phantom Dancer. But here, we see Killer trying to survive for his life, but that will be the ace over for Huevos del Equipo, and this should be the end of the game.
You didn't kill Mippo, you didn't kill Brando Dio, and you get punished for it. The fact that they lived and Brando Dio was able to come in at the end of the fight, that's going to be the game here, because Doc, he can't hold 1v3. He's a cannon minion. He is 1-7-5, and Huevos del Equipos, our 4th seed, coming into these semifinals. They defeated the 3rd seed to get here, or they defeated the 2nd, 4th, 5th seed to get here, but they're taking the Nexus.
KDA! He had to do it to him. Lashes in and gets the kill onto the court, Ricky, and this was the game.
Cue up the mariachi music because Los Huevos del Equipos will be representing the diamond-capped the bottom side teams in the finals against Omega Neuroshock Gaming.
And in a series where parry difference had been dominating every single game, they managed just to shut him down, to play around top side, and Brando Dio shows that he too can carry this game alongside with Mippo. And as long as parry difference does not have any kills, any money, any CS, he will be useless. He will be a cannon minion for their game.
And there we have it. Huevos de Equipos moves on to tomorrow's finals at 7 p.m. Central Time. Meanwhile, we'll be seeing Stuck Gaming battling it out against the U.S. Army Esports team for 3rd place. But that is it for us here on the Get Wrecked channel. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow morning for the other Platinum semifinal, and then from 1 to 4 to 7, we will be playing one final and one 3rd place match all day long. Thank you, everybody. I've been Vid, joined by Keen. It has been a pleasure to cast for you. Good night.
And have a great weekend.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.